give you again.
Your life.
And I was supposed to do it yesterday, but they screwed up and got messed up and canceled.
Call to order. Time is now.
Time
Call
to
to
go
order.
home.
Time is now 6:12 p.m. on Wednesday, August 27th, 2025, for our workshop commission meeting. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. If you wouldn't mind, please standing for another moment. I think we should take a moment of silence for the shooting in Minnesota that happened. It's another school shooting today. Unfortunately, 2 children were killed with 17 injured. Just take a moment. All right, thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Mohammed. Here. Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette.
Here.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Here.
Vice Mayor Kashem.
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Additions, deletions, or withdrawals to the agenda? All right, I'm gonna move one item up. 9.8, I'm gonna bring to the front here, and we're just gonna do it right after this. Any deletions, withdrawals? No one? All right. Go with 9.8, motion to approve the recommendation of the town's insurance consultant to engage Cigna Healthcare and the town's insurance carrier pursuant to section 225C4 of the town's code of ordinances. Miss Gloria Rosen.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Would you please, a yellow folder that I have left on your, please?
Good deal for us.
The first page is this one here, which shows 4 companies that I have shopped. And they are, I want you to look across at the employee applicant money, and Blue Cross 55 is what you have now. The renewal is the second column. Third is Cigna. Fourth is United Healthcare, and then fifth is AvMed, excuse me. And you will notice a great deal of difference even between the Blue Cross that I've sent out information to all these companies that they must either match or get better than than what we're preparing, what we have now. And each one of them came back with what their best plan was, and that's what you see the rates at.
So these are exact comparison, apples for apples.
Yes, but when I'll show you the Cigna is better than the Blue Cross and $9,000 a month less.
This is a cost savings of almost
Right.
100.
And I want you to remember.
10,000.
No, it's 15. We presented last time that we're going to do dependents, and you wanted me to do an outline, and you voted on it, and that was $4,800 or something a month. Well, that's not any longer. So with the dependents, I used the list that we had. That's not future employees. That's just now, the current ones we have on the, and you'll notice I took off the names and I just made a list of them. So if you go down a little bit, and I'll show you that. Second from the last is this here. If you would, take this out. Second from the last. I'm doing it out of order.
I got it.
That's this here showing all the figures representing how I got the $9,000 savings. Now, that's $180,000 a year difference, and you're not allowed to have this money. This is not your money.
Are you keeping it?
No, I'm suggesting that we may want to upgrade the dental. I've been asked several times to do that. I have not yet done it. I wanted this first to go through, and then we have more employees coming on. So part of this monies that we're saving is going towards those new employees. So we'll be in great shape anyway, no matter what. I discussed this with our finance director, with our human resources, just to let you know the difference in money. That's why I say you can't spend it yet. Don't count on it. Then I left you with, two things. One is the Blue Cross that you have currently, and the second coverage is the, Cigna. Do you have that there?
Yes.
We have the Cigna coverage, zero deductible, same plan practically, $10 copay for specialists, $10 copay for regular doctors. The difference is instead of $500 ambulance, I believe it's $300 for the ambulance, so that's down. $250 deductible for admission to a hospital, and then it's 100%. So this plan comes out superior, and it's with one of the nation's biggest carriers, which is Cigna. Very reputable. And in the back of I have all the hospitals that it covers. Not that you have to look at it, but Memorial, of course, is the key hospital. And every Memorial facility that is accompanying the Memorial name. But then I did it within 15 miles of here. So I could get more, but just, I didn't do it for every place that we have people because I just wanted to do it for this general area for now.
It pretty much covers everyone. It's Jackson, Mount Sinai. Yes, it is. Cleveland Clinic is on here.
The plan out-of-pocket maximum, does that include pharma?
Yeah.
So combine the max,
All your maximum out of pocket, $10, all of those little things, yes, it's all inclusive.
so co-payment with hospitals, pharma, et cetera, is max $2,500.
Yes, 2,500.
That's interesting.
Now, we talked about being able to vote on this at the next meeting, I believe, the workshop.
Yeah, that's, we'll move it to consent as long as it
Yeah,
agrees with it.
and I plan on opening enrollment the next day or the next day after that, and I can do it in one day because I have so much information on everybody that is in the plan already. So I could use a lot of that information. Just have to have forms signed, which I will provide everybody with, and go from there, if you approve it.
Questions from the commission?
I think this is excellent. That's
Got
just
better
a
than we
comment.
thought it was going to be. So,
Yeah, no, it's a good result when we were looking at the
Losing,
loss of our services.
I know this is at the 11th hour, but I kept getting said, maybe it'll do, maybe. Well, I've got news yesterday that it looks like, forget about it, they're not going to go through it.
well, I want to thank you for all the work you've put into making this happen. I know you and I kicked off this project and getting to this point 4 years ago, I think it was, trying to get the
Yes.
medical as good as we've gotten it. So
So I believe this is the best that is out there.
I think so.
And their service is very well done. So, and we're still doing the same exact way. We take care of anybody has a problem with claims, all of the things that we do. So, okay.
What
Anybody
date
else?
would this go into effect?
October 1st.
October 1st, okay.
I can't do it for September 1st.
All right, we'll move 9.8 to the consent agenda. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you
Rosa.
very much, everyone.
You.
Have a wonderful evening. Drive safe.
Thank you.
Watch out for the Teslas. The silver Mercedes and white BMWs. Narrowed it down to those three.
I know.
Any color Tesla though, they've hit that statute. So. All right. Presentations. We have some proclamations here. Going forward, the proclamations will be moved to the commission meetings, not the workshops, where they're most appropriately read and presented upon. So 5-1, we got a proclamation for Hunger Action Month for Feeding South Florida, proclamation for Patrice Howard's. Okay, those are the edits, and then a proclamation for Nigel Lewis. I think you're sure you have all three, right?
No, two of them. Oh, well, I have all three in my hand, but
Okay.
yeah. No, two of them are for an event for this weekend
Yep.
for Trinidad Independence.
Yep. So we got it done. Just going forward, we'll have them on the
Okay.
or
I
on
already
the
signed them.
commission meetings. Presentation. This will be the presentation of compensation and classification study finding for Human Resources Director Frischman. Please come forward.
Good evening. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, ladies, gentlemen. Thank you for your time today. The topic here, we're discussing the pay plan that's been recently conducted by Garing Group. I guess the main topic here is our actual most valuable assets, its employees. The purpose of this whole pay plan was to attract, keep, and motivate our top performers. This will achieve long-term strategic goals in an otherwise competitive and dynamic talent market. So why a pay plan? We currently don't have any compensation structure. So it's important to have those. It keeps the guessing game out of it. It keeps away a lot of the research that needs to be done. We have new employees. We know where to place them based upon years in service as well as their experience and whatnot. We can also lower our turnover costs, training, loss of town equipment, or any recruiting costs as well by maintaining employees in the building. The solution for this is a market that's competitive with handbooks requiring an analysis every 5 years for this situation. So I think the last one that we had that was adopted was in 2018. So further to discuss the methodologies in this situation that was taken for this plan, Garing Group actually performed it, but I did a lot of work with them understanding the process. I did a lot of explanations with the town manager meetings as well. So they benchmarked approximately 45 positions against the data set. They reached out to about 10 different entities. They conducted benchmark analysis. They get their current pay plan and structure in that situation. They go ahead and they reach out for the job description as well. It's not just based on job title. They actually compare the job descriptions to one another, and they ensure that the duties that are being performed by our jobs are being performed by their same positions as well. They review those benchmark results. They include a 50th, a 65th, and a 75th percentile. And then they conducted further meetings with myself, the town manager, and our finance director as well. With our pay plan up here, after we have COLA and everything, it's going to cost about $208,000, just shy of $207,459.63 on our annual payroll impact. The investment with this is a clear return showing immediate results. We'll have immediate reduced turnover, which addresses the commission, town manager, and upper management desire to increase continuity. This will also allow for each employee the level of current growth in their current position. It also saves the company the town recruitment costs and time, training and retraining, and it addresses any current pay inequities while offering competitive pay packages to any future employees as well. It'll enhance our productivity by tying compensation to clear data-driven performance metrics, which is proven to increase productivity. And will also be a stronger employer brand, which will enhance our reputation as a top employer, allowing us to attract and increase quality of candidates, giving the town a competitive edge in the talent market as well. Adoption of this pay plan creates a fair, more transparent, and more equitable workplace while driving long-term town success with the best talent in the industry. This new plan goes beyond policy change and implementation. It is a declaration of commitment to our greatest assets. Once again, those are our employees. The pay plan has been issued to y'all. It is also on the screen as well. It details our pay grades, our job titles, and the ranges that are provided with those pay grades. I'm available for any questions.
Brad, how many people did this affect in the town, actually, that,
So people, current positions that are under the minimum of the pay grades, 8 people.
8?
Yes, sir.
What departments they generally in? Do you know? Did you-
Administration, directors, as well as there's building department as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Just to go back for a little bit of history, sure, was that the 2018 OIG report about pay? Back in 2018, there was an OIG report done on our pay was out of
Proportion.
control, and the biggest issue was we had no job descriptions. You couldn't hold people accountable for their jobs because they didn't know what they were doing. We had people here that were here 20 years that didn't know what their job was, but they came to work every single day. So over that period of time, we've got the job descriptions finalized. We've had them written up. We've adopted and changed things around multiple times, but these pay studies have to be done every little bit, just like with the stormwater and sewer master plans. They got to be updated every little bit so we stay competitive along the way. You know, recruiting that talent. Our benefits are phenomenal for the town. And everybody knows in the private sector, you make more money in government, the benefits is where it's at. So, you know, this makes us a little more competitive. It puts our pay right where we need to be once again, back in the market, where we can continue to recruit top tier talent to the town of Pembroke Park. So, but it's taken a long time, and Ashura will tell you we've many times we've had to go through this to get where we're at. So
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to see that we're where we need to be finally.
Consent?
I'm okay with consent. Are you guys all okay with consent?
Absolutely.
Yep.
We'll put this on the consent agenda. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
for your time.
Thank you.
Anyone have any other questions before he runs off? Nope. No? You're good. You can escape.
Oh, that was for me, right? I could
No, not for you. All right. Presentation for audit findings fiscal year 2024, Vice Mayor Kashim.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to request that we schedule a special meeting to go over the most recent audit finding and discuss and policy changes or commission oversight may be needed. Under Section 2-42 of the Town Charter, special meeting of the commission may be called by the mayor or by the majority of the member of the commission. I am asking that we exercise that authority so we can dedicate focused time to this issue with participation from the auditor, the town manager, and the finance and the director. Why I need this special meeting? This is not something we should rush through during a regular meeting. Some of these findings have shown up in past audits, and it's important for us as a commission to understand why they are requiring and what action are being taken or need to be taken to fix them long term.
Go
ahead.
Discussion, okay. So I'm going to disagree with us having a special meeting for that. For the fact at the meeting, we actually discussed, previous meeting, we discussed with the town manager and the finance director that they get together and work on all of these findings. And then once they've come up with the conclusion, they're going to bring it and present it back to the commission on how things are being fixed and handled. As commissioners, it is not our position to be in that. That's a lot of work for them to handle all those single items. I'm not sure how many findings there were in the audit.
A lot.
There was a lot, but yeah, go ahead and come up, sir. But we gave them direction to come up with fixes for all of these items and then bring it forward to the commission at a workshop. There's no need for us to have a special commission meeting on something that they still have not even concluded yet.
Can I?
James Daverman, Finance Director. Thank you again for having me, Commissioners and Mr. Mayor. I did want to say that we are in a position to provide a quick update on the current status of our responses to the audit findings and give you some insight into some of the protocols that we've established in order to prevent them from reoccurring. So we can actually do that today, and I'm available to answer questions to any level of detail that you require as well. This has been a project that we've been intently focused on since we received the findings. So you'll permit me, I have 3 slides
Go for it.
that I can show you.
Anyone object?
No, go ahead.
All right,
Thank you.
you're being timed.
You got he's
We'll make it
timing you,
quick.
James.
I'll make it quick.
Timer started.
All right, so just a summary of the findings by the numbers. Received a dozen findings in fiscal year 23. And in fiscal year 24, which is the last audit cycle, we had 11 findings, 6 of which were repeated from the prior year. And so we've got 5 net new findings that we're working through. Now, of the 12 total findings that we had in fiscal year 23, Accounts receivable aging, we're able to resolve. We had some credit balances in our AR. We sent them over to unpaid funds, unclaimed funds. So that resolved that. We had four other issues with payroll, time cards, change of status, and personnel files. We were able to resolve those issues, partly due to the successful build out of the police department. We worked very closely with Chief DeCourcy and Chief Ochoa and Lieutenant Dennis Allen to make sure that all time cards were signed, all payroll procedures were followed, and so we were able to take care of that. And of course, the audit filing requirements, we were able to file the audit on time, so that was no longer a finding. Now, of the net new findings that we have here, I'll go over the 5 to the category on the right. With petty cash, that has been resolved. The town no longer keeps any petty cash. We deposit it into our bank accounts, recorded the transaction, it's off the books. That says unexpected fund balance, but it really should say unexpended fund balance. Apparently, there's a very obscure rule or very obscure statute that says that at the end of a fiscal year, if the fund balance in your building account is greater than the previous 4-year average of what you've spent to enforce building code, you have to do something with that money, either some sort of rebate, invest it in some way. So we're working on a plan with building to work on some perhaps some infrastructure projects or figure out a way to use that money to enhance the actual code process. But we weren't aware of that before. We are now, so we are definitely working on it.
Who wasn't aware of that? Who wasn't aware that you've got to be revenue neutral for the building department? We've been.
I wasn't.
Okay.
You got to speak louder. I know you got to.
My apologies. I wasn't aware of
We
that.
don't want your cooties, but go for it.
I'm gonna give everybody cooties. I am.
And so now we have a formula in place where we do the fund balance that calculates the exact amount that we have in building. And if it's over the previous 4-year average of what was expended, then we know we'll have to move those funds, either provide a rebate, some sort of refund, or some sort of project to help along our building process. For impact fee accounting,
Hold on. We had a whole plan put in place for the building department funds, building the emergency management center. And
that's a potential project.
all spelled out with all sorts of stuff. So we can discuss that at a later time.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I was asking for it as well, because I wanted to go through some of the stuff, especially like with the building department being revenue neutral. Either we're going to fix the move out or lower the cost. One of the things that we've gotten a lot of complaints about from the business community is the cost that they're charged when they're paying $600 for a door from Home Depot and paying $1,200 for a permit. And we passed this on this dais like 2 years ago to ask for the building department to do an evaluation, an audit or something of the building department's fees and try to bring them down. And we've asked about that numerous times and it hasn't been done. Everybody's shaking their head. So yes, I understand that you're new coming in, but David Delina was here when we've said this before because we've asked, we've approved it. It's been approved. It's a directive. It's a whatever you want to call it. It's been action taken on this dais to get that done, and it still has yet to happen. I think we paid like $20,000 for a permit to put in a generator.
I'll fall on the sword for this one. It actually wasn't included in our previous findings.
It wasn't included in
So
your previous
that's why I
finding,
didn't
but it's
focus
been
on it.
something that we've discussed numerous times on this dais about. But the stuff that was like previous findings, like the aging balances, the things like with the BTRs and things that are being billed that hasn't been reconciled, and the businesses have been gone for 5 years and there's just been no way of closing it out. And we had adopted a policy of trying to get those things off of our books so we could not have those findings again and again and again and again, because some of these findings are 5 years old. So that's why, everybody keeps saying, oh yeah, we're addressing it, we're dealing with it. But like David Delina was here for 2 years. And so it shouldn't be still a finding if he was still here during that last phase and he knew it was the finding the previous year. Because some of these findings are literally 5 years old. So at some point it's like, yeah, we keep getting, well, it was a change, it was a turnover, it was a turnover, it was a turnover. Well, no, we have policies in place, but the policies are not, we're creating policies on this dais. But for some reason, they're not funneling through to you guys to get those changes done. And so that's why I'm like, I don't understand, like, why is it so hard to do a bank reconciliation? I know when my checks bounce, I get a text message from the bank saying insufficient funds, get to the bank today. And I mean, we have the same bank reconciliations for 5 years in a row, 6 years in a row. I don't understand. At this point, it's like, okay, what do we need to do? Because it's not changing.
Oh, I agree. I agree with the mayor on the sense that the findings are becoming repetitive, but we've also had a lot of turnover in finance and a lot of turnover in the manager's position. We just gave you guys direction. What was it, 2 months ago? I think it was May or June. I think June to go forward. I unlike your checking account, mine doesn't bounce, but the repetitive findings, I completely agree with her on. We got to come up with the solution, but we also have a new team in here working on trying to come up with that solution. Can we set a date to revisit this, like 2 months? How much time do you guys need to address these concerns and come up with fixes for them?
Yeah, may I respond to that, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm looking right at you. You're good to go.
Okay, Mayor and members of the commission, just a couple of things in that regard. If you set a date, I would say in October, we can offer a response, but I want to make sure that there's a clear understanding. With the exception of the thing of the building department with the reconciliation over the 4-year average, with the exception of that, these events of violation occurred before James showed up and started cleaning up the mess. And we've been fiends on the idea of having audits that are clean. So this administration hasn't been audited yet. And James started cleaning up the mess on aisle 5 as soon as he got here. And so, and I understand what Commissioner Mohammed is saying, but to say that these things are continuing to happen right now, this very moment, that's not true. They're not happening right now, this very moment. They happen during the period of time that in the fiscal year that the auditor was auditing had to account for. The second point in that regard is that's the reason why we brought more in here to sort of lay down the law and participate with us in the cleanup on aisle 5, and they've been great about it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is we'll make a presentation in October, but the fact of the matter is that I'm looking for a 0 finding audit, our next audit. And that hasn't happened in this town in many, many years. And that's our objective. And I think we can do it based on the conferences I've had with the folks over at Moore and with Mr. Daverman. We're about to experience a clean audit, but I know you've heard before, transition, new people and so forth. But that's the reason why at the last meeting, we talked about making sure we retained our public works director, because if you don't have stability in any department, but especially finance, those things that haven't been addressed are going to happen over and over and over again. Being a town that eliminated petty cash as a solution, it's a fabulous idea. And towns all over America continue to get audits in that regard. But just about every single thing on that new finding area, with the exception of the 4-year item that Commissioner Mohammed was talking about, are ones that didn't occur under our watch. And I assure, we've done so many new things. For example, we've had Stephanie Woodbury take over in finance as relates to procurement officer. And then we've had a procurement specialist, Donna Rockfeld, who works only about 7 hours a month. And she then looks over all those things on top of it and requires, and I remember Commissioner Mohammed talking about that, let's have a 3 sign-off element when it comes to procurement. That's what we're doing right now. Stephanie Woodbury, Donna Rockfeld, and the town attorney. So new day is dawning, but the sun is just coming over the horizon. Give it a chance to start shining its rays of warmth upon the finances of our community.
So, David, you're on top of this, right?
I just wanted to present you to subsequent slide. In the interest of being as transparent as possible with what we are currently doing so that we can properly be held accountable the next time that we're up here. So for the accounts payable, we hired a full-time accounts payable clerk. This person's sole job is to process invoices. The volume of invoices that have been coming into this town over the last 6 years has increased by a dramatic percentage on an incremental basis every year. And so we needed a dedicated full-time person just to focus on invoices. So that's one of our fixes. As far as the reconciliation process, that was mainly driven by staff turnover at multiple finance directors a 4-year period. We're now fully staffed. We have an actual monthly close checklist that we have to abide by during the last week of each month where a close is supposed to take place. So we are implementing processes to make this work. For capital assets, we brought over a new program. The reason we were unable to reconcile it properly, we had a very ancient, antiquated program that was not in which the people on the team had, so it just sat there. We had no ability to properly reconcile. We're bringing in a new program called WASP. It's going to help us properly capitalize all of the fixed assets that we bring on. Petty cash, we've eliminated. Impact fee accounting, that was another peculiar statute that requires you to keep impact fees in a dedicated fund, in a separate dedicated fund. So during the next budget cycle, I'll be creating that fund to input the impact fee. The qualified public depositor report, the submission request was sent to the email address from the person who was in the finance director's seat 3 finance directors ago. I didn't find out it was missing until well into the audit. So we've reached out to them, we've updated them, so that can also be considered resolved.
Hold on one second before you proceed with that. I requested that every director have a read-only email address. Was that ever addressed so we don't have this problem going forward? Okay.
Yes,
So
it was.
I'm just going to tell the commission real quick. I worked with the manager, the IT director, to make sure there is a inbox that's a read-only that all these emails come to, so we don't end up in this situation again where we lose money, lose grants, lose, all kinds of stuff coming in because the turnover in these positions, and it's going back in someone else's email. So we've created inbox, a read-only where they send back from theirs, but we have a common box for every department now. So this problem should not happen in the future, or we'll at least try to curve this from happening. Okay.
But the most important change that we
need to jump in on that, but I wanted to address it,
I
make sure
appreciate that.
that's fixed.
And the most important change that we've made, and David alluded to it, we brought in a procurement administrator, and she's been working along with our senior accounting manager, also brought in, and they've held multiple training sessions with all of the department heads on procurement procedure. Some of the findings that we had to do with issues where we would pay invoices without properly creating a purchase order. Now we push back if that's ever the case. All of our department heads are aligned on how to move forward with this. Because we were short-staffed in the past, we had one person doing multiple approvals. Now we go through the approval chain, and because of that, it takes a little bit of time to get things done. And so that's the only inherent risk that we have going forward. As I mentioned before, the volume of invoices in the town, we've seen a 50% increase since 2019. And we've added additional control and approval steps to the process, payment processing, et cetera, processes. So you may get some potential timing delays as a result of this increased volume. So that's why we brought in the accounts payable clerk to help us out there. Town has not had a consistent history of monthly account reconciliations. We now have a monthly close process with an actual checklist that you need to follow. Unfortunately, all of the members on our team, we're a 4-person team, we're extremely behind your back. And so what we're doing now is cross-training on a weekly basis to ensure that we can fill in for whoever's out. We have a staff member out now who's currently on leave. And so our head of HR has stepped in that role to help us with bank deposits and journal entries and recording every single transaction that we process. So we've gotten a lot of support from other members of the team in the town. We're very grateful for it. But again, that represents a potentially inherent risk going forward. And of course, with headcount, it makes it difficult to manage specifically to the audit because, of course, with a town, things happen every minute. You're getting pulled in a different direction, but you have a certain schedule you have to abide by in order to make sure that everything is properly reconciled at the end of each month for the audit. So at some point, as the number of payments, invoices, disclosures, accounting and reporting items continues to grow, there may be a need for some additional headcount. But I will say, it looks like we've got a great team in place and an opportunity for continuity going into the next budget cycle, which is something we haven't had in a bit of time. So that makes me very optimistic. And as far as the opportunities that lay ahead, our staff evaluations now include training in any sort of best practices, continuing education requirements. I've told my team if there's a seminar, a class, a training, or a certificate that they want, I'll sign off on it because I want to make sure that we're constantly up to date on knowing how to anticipate the audit and manage specifically to the audit. We've added a low-cost consulting service for our accounting system vendor. So instead of waiting on hold for 5 hours at a time for customer service to help us with a problem, we have a dedicated consultant who can help us out with a specific proprietary issue. We have closer integration with department heads. We've had trainings on procurement. We've worked with the police chief to resolve all the personnel issues that we had in previous audits. And so we have very close communication among the heads whenever they want to make a purchase or whenever we need to determine the accuracy of a transaction that we've recorded. And the town auditors are going to be providing us periodic oversight. They're actually scheduled to meet with us in October or November in the months leading up to the audit, specifically to check on process, not trial balances, not anything recording, just to make sure that things are going according to plan so that nothing catches us off guard at the last minute. So these are what we've had in place going thus far. These are the risks and opportunities that lay ahead. Our goal, of course, is to have a zero finding audit or to reduce it as much as possible. But we had 5 net new findings, of which 2 have been completely taken care of, and 2 others were outside of the immediate scope of finance. And so we think that we can work with we think we can work with our business partners and other departments to get those taken care of pretty quickly. And we're getting out in front of anything else that has repeated from prior years with all the changes that we've made, which are shown on the slide. I'm available at any time if anyone on the commission would like a status update, would like to see how these processes are going on their own, would like to see the improvements so that they can have a little bit more confidence in the department's ability to carry out these and execute these functions. But again, I remain very optimistic because we've specifically addressed each one, not only in word or in policy, but in action, in new protocols, in headcount, and in cooperation with other departments and our auditors.
Thank you. I have a comment for the commission. With this audit and the efficiency it was done and the new audit company, they have built a new foundation for future audits to be done on time and in a proper manner. It's a fantastic job that the finance department have done, and the new auditing company it's done a similar fantastic job. And of course, when it's a new auditor, they will dig deeper and harder just to make a baseline for the next audit. And you have all done a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Before, I'd like to just point out you pulled another word from the Pembroke Park Dictionary, antiquated. That's a lot of our systems around here that we've been trying to move forward with. So when those programs come forward, those systems come forward, please bring them to the commission so we can modernize the town. I'd like to get off the slide rule and move into maybe a scientific calculator at some point. So, but that just shows where we're at here. We're making progress. While the town manager would like a utopia of a clean audit, I disagree with him. I think there's always going to be some findings with a new set of eyes looking at something. They'll always find something. I mean, I have the FAA scrutinizing manuals every day, and it depends on who reads it to what they find. So, and I'm not, it's not a problem with findings because that just gives us an opportunity to look in at our own systems and own procedures and come up with resolutions. So findings aren't necessarily a bad thing. Findings just show us that we have some work to do and go ahead and go forward. So I like what you're coming up with. Made some good progress on this. So
And I can't take all the credit. I've got a great senior accounting manager assisting me. And we've also reached out to finance directors in other towns just to get a sense of where they were at their stage of the process when we were going through the audit. And so they let us know what findings they were expecting. And so we kind of gave us a better chance of understanding what we can immediately prioritize versus take time on due to complexity.
Are you pushing for your staff to go through the GFOA training or getting
Right.
them?
My senior accounting manager just signed up for GFOA as well. She's now a member. I'm a member, and anything. And I've already let her know that anything, provided that it doesn't take place during the same period where the audit or the budget preparation is taking place, that's available. She'll have my full faith and support and sign off for training.
No, that certification process isn't easy. I started it myself. It's a difficult, especially when your background is in accounting. So, but being in finance, the more people we have, even taking the basic courses, I'm actually on their website right now, just in their basic accounting academy. They got 32 different courses in there. You know, a lot of e-learning. You know,
I took their budget course in preparation for September 10th, just FYI. So blame them if I get up here and bomb.
Reader's Digest version.
Exactly.
All right. Any other questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you,
Thank you.
James.
Thank you.
As always.
Oh, I was gonna ask, how,
No sleeping.
you know, and I'm gonna come over there and hug you. How old is Tyler? Because I know we just recently got it and now we're about to switch out, so,
How old?
yeah, because we just got it, like, what, 2020, 2021?
Go ahead, Mark. I think it was 20, yeah, right around 2020, 21, something
Are we
right around
using
there.
the full package? That's, because I noticed
I don't
that.
remember.
Mark Bakula, IT Director. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Yes, it's about 5 years old, but one of the things that I had spoken with James when he first got here, he wanted to modernize the system and change it out. And I think from us talking, I think he wanted to really focus on the budget and get the audit done, and then we can look at the finances and put it in the budget for next year and move forward with a different system. So that's kind of what we have a loose plan for doing.
Is the transparency porthole that was brought forward, is that still on the
Yeah,
website?
it's still up there, and we can keep it up. It's not a lot of money. It ties into Tyler, although I think we'll probably look at a different portal down the road.
That's what I was asking. It's got to, if we're going to stay with that same program, it's got to tie into the new system.
Yeah, and there's other things we can use with Civic Plus. There's a couple other programs where David, our town manager, had mentioned about trying to streamline some of our programs, and that's one we might get rid of and tie into something else down the road.
If the commission's not fully aware, on our website, there is a transparency porthole for the town's finance where you can go through and dig through the town's finances. And Mr. Roach, I don't know if you've been in there, but it's easily accessible. You can see what's going on with the town's funds and keep track of what's going on through that porthole. It is to ensure transparency with the community from what's going on with the town financially.
And that's real time. That's up to date,
A lot
day
of
by day.
modernization going on here, and it's quite nice. Our clerk is doing a good job.
I think we brought that, that was 3 years ago we put that one forward,
Somewhere in there, yes.
right around there. So
Thank you.
So where we are.
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
That's it? You sure?
I'm done with that one for today.
All right.
hear you
Anything
now.
else?
You remember that one used to be called Mumbles? With the cartoon character.
Mumbles.
That's who she sounds like through that.
So we are getting the specials like 2 months, right? So town clerk will have the time and
It's not a special meeting. They're
like
going
to
to
just resolve the issues.
Reminds me more of
bring it
Florida.
forward at a workshop.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
October. Where'd he go?
Remember? Handicap.
October.
James,
Workshop. James, October workshop. Will be good for October workshop. Okay, October workshop. Audit findings. Vice Mayor Kishim.
also I want to talk about the parks project status update. So the parks project.
We're not there yet.
It's the
So
same one.
we're moving to reports from commissioners. Who would like to start off?
Well, I had the pleasure of looking at Dan DeCourse's great work, and a summary I will give you, but I want him to present it because he can answer all your questions, which I cannot. But his community involvement is quite impressive, and
Yeah, it's mine.
he's also dealt very well with mental wellness for his staff, and been a great support to Hollywood when they had a crisis. So everything looks excellent. So would you do me the honor of doing the whole presentation, because I'm just sitting here being impressed of your work.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Dan DeCourse with the Police Department. As Commissioner Morissette said, we were involved with obviously the back-to-school activities that were going on, starting off with August 8th, where we had our officers out for the meet and greet at the different schools, Lake Forest and Watkins Elementary schools, to meet with the parents and basically just let everybody get a feel for the school sites. And then, of course, on August the 11th, this was the first day of school. We had everybody out basically wolf packing the school zones, making sure that everybody is complying, that the travel pass for the parents coming and dropping their kids off, along with the bus patterns and so on, were being adhered to. In reference to the mental health wellness, we continue to push that forward. Several officers have met with these people over there and have come back with very positive results in reference to their meetings with these people, and basically having a resource for them to go to if they are dealing with any issues related to the job, as well as anything personal in life. Our staffing, we had the new officers that were sworn in the last time at our last meeting last week. They were sworn in here, and like we say, we still currently have one vacancy with the agency pending the budget approval for next year, and then if that's the case, we'll have 2 additional positions, because we'll be moving people into some specialized units with community policing officer / crime prevention, as well as a task force officer. We still have not heard back yet on the federal grant for the sexual assault / domestic violence grant that would assign a detective full-time to do nothing but investigate and facilitate the process for domestic violence victims, as well as sexual assault victims that are involved in these incidents that occur in our town. Believe it or not, for a small city with our population at close to 7,000, we get a lot of calls related to domestic violence here. It's a huge issue in our town, and this grant would be phenomenal. It's a 3-year grant that would pay the salary for the officer to do nothing but work on those types of cases. So, do you have a question, ma'am?
I do.
that was
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
This is part of one of the programs that I saw in Puerto Rico that surprised me. So from 2007 to now, they have not had a single death from domestic violence cases due to a program that they rolled out. And I would like for us to model our program moving forward to that, because I know that domestic violence is our number 1 crime in the city, which is the craziest thing. I'm still trying to get all the information from the mayor from Puerto Rico, but it's an app that they have that if you have a restraining order, the victims put the app on the phone. 'Cause I'm not going to say women. The victims put the app on the phone, and they do daily check-ins with the police department every day to make sure, welfare checks. But not only that, if the person is around, they can actually just press the button and it notifies you automatically. You already have a record of the restraining order and everything else, so that it helps speed the process along and gets the victims the help they need in real time versus after the fact.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
I'd like to work with you on that.
Awesome. That'd be great.
Okay.
There's a lot of good stuff that's coming out. Actually, Macon Crime Stoppers actually has a tip line and stuff regarding domestic violence and stuff. And I actually spoke with the executive director of that this morning because I last night, and he was telling me they're just in the beginning stages of that program, where people will be able to call in neighbors and stuff about domestic violence that's going on and want to remain anonymous, and giving us places to obviously check for people as well, and let them know that we're there for them if they do not want to report or whatever. We're still there as a resource for them. So there's a lot of good stuff that's going out there, but I'd love to work on that program with you on that. And I'm hoping that we get this grant, because that would just fit right in with everything. So,
Is the Cops More grant opening back up?
I don't know at this time. I haven't researched that lately. We've had a couple other things on our plate, but I know a lot of grants were wound back when the new administration came in.
Yesterday or day before, Monday, I think it was Monday, came out of DC that all grants are either stopping or being rolled back and stopped. So it's gonna put a lot of crippling on a lot of
Yes.
municipalities. But I'm also keeping an eye on it too, because the Cops More grant was a very good program. So if
Right.
that comes available,
Very good.
we'll utilize it.
Absolutely, thank you. And then Commissioner Morissette referred to Hollywood Police Department. They had one of their lieutenants that died, had a heart attack while he was off duty and stuff, and they were requesting assistance for any officers in the county to actually patrol their cities so that everybody in the police department could go to the funeral. And so as a reciprocal agreement with them, we went ahead and supplied 2 officers to them to handle calls in their city, and they were elated by such a small town could, give them 2 officers, and actually they very grateful. We got a nice letter from the chief from the city of Hollywood thanking us for that assistance, and they were glad that we did it. We're also proud to announce that the agency is in full compliance with the FDLE domestic violence lethal assessment requirement. All of our sworn members have taken this. It's a new requirement as far as all of our officers staying certified as well. So FDLE periodically comes out with mandates like this, and their officers can take the training. Their online training classes are not a big deal. So, and then we had our press conference that went on with the sheriff's office and stuff, where we were able to refute some of the numbers that they had as well. In reference to calls for service for the July 22nd through August 19th, we had a total of 1,584 calls for service and various calls. Nothing out of the norm per se, some burglaries, some traffic incidents and so on. Alarm calls, 57 of those that we handled, Total burglaries, 4. Not too bad.
And just for full transparency, how many did BSO assist on?
I don't know.
If you don't have the data, that's
I
fine.
didn't capture those numbers on this report, but I'll certainly have those for you because we've actually implemented
Both ways, what we've assisted them with as well.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, and we're doing that now. We're pulling case numbers.
Okay.
So,
I
and
just-
they're pulling case numbers, and we're pulling case numbers. That was
Perfect.
something that just recently started, and we can talk about that offline.
No
So,
problem.
basic-
I got one more question. When is the warning phase start?
You're not a
for-
lady, are you?
For the, you never know nowadays.
It was ladies
Warning
first, right?
phase is starting for the photo enforcement.
As soon as the cameras are up, we'll put the notices out. The notices will go out on the PSAs and everything else. At that point, that we'll let them know they're in effect, they're working. We'll then do the warning systems, and that'll go out for the time period. I believe it's 30 days, if I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
correct.
30 days.
And then after that is when the tickets will be issued.
Where are we at on the construction on it?
They were waiting on some permitting issues with DOT.
Okay.
But everything else seems to be good. So we're hoping to get this up, I think, by the middle of September, if I'm not mistaken. I hate to put a date on it right now because you're in FDOT's hands.
Yeah.
Chief, are there any studies that can help us with the domestic violence issue that could help us solve these issues in a more efficient way? Is there anything we can do as a town to give people that are in these crises to deal with it more effectively? Is there anything we can do to help the police solve these issues in a smarter way? I mean,
I wish I could say there was a
beating each other up.
Yeah, I wish I could say there was an answer to that, but the domestic violence has been going on forever, and it's unfortunate that it's been that way. A lot of it is not reported. It's the victims, they go right back to the assailants. I mean, he loves me. He brought me flowers, roses, or whatever, and they turn around, they go right back, and they're back in the environment again. All we can do is offer the resources to them, and we do. We have pamphlets and let them know that that these centers are out there for them, the battered women centers and so on, places that they can actually go and stay and get out of the house with their children and so on until they can get the situation stabilized and restraining orders and stuff in place. So our officers are equipped with all that when we respond to these calls.
Literally.
So,
Yeah, it's a sad situation. I have one more question for you. Are the kids still spilling chocolate milk on the officers' shoes?
at which school?
Every school.
Yeah.
Pretty much so. If you get close to him in the cafeteria, you're going to get something spilled on you. So. That's all I have for the report. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Hodgins, got anything for building?
Yeah, sure. I don't give reports. I usually read them. And so I did read Mr. Odom's report. Jeff, would you like to come up and give us the status of the Public Works Department?
I'm impressed how things are progressing in your department, Mr. Odoms.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Mayor and Commission. Jeff Odoms, Public Works Director. As you can imagine, it's been very busy. Sometimes I don't know where to start when discussing things with Public Works, but I'll jump in and try to be as brief as possible.
Reader's Digest version again. We're still on the first page of the agenda.
Do the best part. Do the best I can, sir. Really quick, projects often is the thing that everyone wants to know most about, so I'll lean into that a little bit. Many of our projects are progressing. They are moving forward with light speed. You're going to begin to see a lot more construction probably over the next 90 days. I expect Southwest 25th Street will be one. We will communicate with the manager as to when that date will be so that the commission, if they so desire, may come out and be a part of a project start or initiation kind of event. Other projects that are continuing to progress is Southwest 30th Street Force Main project. I'm hoping to have that completed by October, and that will be finished, and then we'll be able to move that one off of our plate. Some other projects that are beginning to move into the permitting stage are lift stations 17 and 14, and those are going to be important for us to be moving forward as they are tied to development in our town. They'll to be tied to Ecos and Pembroke Oaks project. So as we get those out of permitting from Broward County, you'll begin to see those move forward for hearty discussion about construction and fund that nature that go into getting those projects moving forward. Shifting gears to grants really quickly. I did speak to FDEM today, and today I was told that we have not lost our opportunity to receive the funds that the manager has often asked me about. Daily, yes. And we did put in for an extension, which will be our final extension. And from what I'm understanding right now, that date will be the end of next year, 2026. All of our work related to that particular HGMP grant must be done so that we can recoup and be reimbursed. Right now, we are projected to be able to meet that goal. If anything should change, I will come back to the commission and let you know exactly about it. The generator, excuse me, I'm sorry. The generator, the roof, and the windows combined, all of that work has to be in a final finished stage by the end of next year for us to be reimbursed totally for everything that was put into those projects. The surtax project and the CSILIP project were both approved to have a reduced scope so that the monies that we were awarded would be able to fulfill the scope of work for the particular project in question. We reduced the scope because of time and cost cost projections that were much higher than when the application was put in. We were able to request a reduced scope to be able to utilize the totality of the funds to get the project done in a smaller fashion without having to add additional dollars. So that's what happened with those two particular projects. And I can talk about parks now, if that's fine.
Yeah, we should.
Since I'm here, I figure maybe save us a minute down the road. I did send out some information this morning about parks, a bit of an update as to where we are with a couple of different things. One thing, a couple of things particular, we have I received today the plans that came from Miramar where they put in a splash pad themselves, and they sent over their plans, and they sent the vendor also. So we've been in communication with them today. This is an update after what I sent this morning. So we're looking at that to give us an opportunity to be able to move forward a little bit faster because we can utilize what their contractor and their procurement methodology to make it a little bit faster opportunity for us.
The one in Tamarack is a much better splash pad than the one in Miramar.
If I can get that information, sir, I'll put
We have it.
Put it, if we have it, we'll move it.
Grant writer should have it available. If not, we'll get it to you this week.
Absolutely. If we get it, we move it. One thing I would like to say is when I listened to Finance Director talk about procurement, I will tell you, we have Miss Stephanie jumping up there. Or we are moving things, we are bringing things as fast as we can get them in. I have a roads project that's going to be coming to you for review probably at the next workshop, I think. Me and the manager talked about today. So there's a lot coming your way. I almost wish we had the opportunity to bring it to you faster. I think I mentioned to that this morning. Additionally, with the parks, we're looking also at the grant, the $400,000 original grant that went into the park. Some research has shown that that money had come to the town, and I don't know how it was utilized, so we will make sure that the money is available to take care of the project at the park in the manner it should be taken care of. And we're working with finance to ensure that that occurs. At the budget cycle, you'll hear more about that. Unless someone has a question for me, I think I'll stop here.
What's the cost of the AC repair for the Parks building?
Parks building is about $9,000. We were talking amongst ourselves to come up with an idea if we need to rush to do that or if we have a plan in place that we might be discussing for that building, a long-term plan that may take into account that replacement because we didn't want
when's the module supposed to be installed?
And that's what we're basing on. The modular should be here by the end of this year, going into December.
So my thought process is on this is when we get that module building installed, I believe we're supposed to have a Parks and Recs building. You move the signage from one building to the other over there, so we stay within compliance of that, and drop that building without putting any more money into it. Then we can build a new facility over there. But that building, I don't know if you disagree with me on this, but that building is in a state of disarray between the termites, the rats, and everything else that have destroyed our Parks building. You know, I think it's not beneficial to our community to put any more money into that building.
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
I think we should have one of them roundtable meetings regarding all these buildings and parks, so we can have it in a more relaxed interaction.
That's what these are actually for.
A lot of things going on.
That's exactly what a workshop meeting is for. It's the same thing.
Understand, but it works well with the roundtable.
So we can go through that, we all received the email from our new public directors. The thing is, the first one, current status, Parks Master Plan, waiting clarify from the commission on scope and funding approach. So like he said, you already figured out we have 400,000. So after you talking with the finance, and if commission wants to give any direction to them, so I just want to waste more time because.
Wait. Well, okay, I'm really confused on what you're talking about. You're talking about the Parks Master Plan?
Mm-hmm. If you saw the email, you also have a copy for this one. So he was waiting from the commission to scope the funding and approach. So if we give him the direction.
Hold on, before you proceed, one, we didn't need a Parks Master Plan put in place because we put all of that. But you guys as a commission did vote for 160,000, 180,000. Company was
Beta
Jones. And then we put a stop to it after we already spent like 60, 80,000 on it.
So the last conversation I have with Chandler, he said because the 60,000 bill came out and he stopped it because there is no master plan and nothing, and we don't know where he's working for. I just heard today that was not canceled, so he's sending us another bill. So I'm like confused. Like Chandler informed me and said he canceled it.
I believe that was canceled here.
Voted on that, I think.
Yeah, that was canceled.
If I may, I actually have it in my notes, a part of it. There was $24,000 left in the purchase order for Beta Jones Group. It was my understanding that was stopped. I did not know anything about any additional work being done.
No.
I reached out and didn't get a response from them, so my assumption was the directive had been given for them to stop work. So I was intending.
We voted on putting a stop to it.
We pulled the plug as soon as you guys voted on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So my intention was, a part of the update was to let the commission know that money would be available for something that you might want to do in regards to future plan or something. We release it from the purchase order and it becomes available again.
And use it back for the parks as splash pad or equipment. Go ahead.
It's my understanding that there is still an outstanding bill to Beta Jones that we owe that has not been paid.
Town manager, can you look into that?
I'll have to find that.
I can. Just because they send a bill doesn't mean we really owe it.
That's true. I mean, because I still don't understand what we got for the first bill. Because we got,
Agreed.
my chat GPT does way more work than the master plan that we got, the conceptual master plan that we got from them. I do think we need to sit down because I think everybody's having a difference of opinion on where we are with the parks. We keep talking about wanting new buildings. Frederica Wilson, as well as Marie Woodson, said as soon as you come up with the master plans for those buildings, they would help us get the funding for it. But we don't have any pen to paper. Kevin, our parks, I don't know what his title is specifically.
Should go for the engineer.
Yeah, I think we need an engineer to come up with a master plan for our parks because everybody seems to be on different pages on it. I'd like to see the trail redone where it's open more instead of, because of the fact that over the years the trail has been put together by every piece that we acquire, and that's why that trail has like the wackiest shape you'd ever see. Where are we putting the elements? What are we looking for? What are the goals of the community building? Because I know Eric wants to have his financial literacy. I'd like to have indoor basketball courts or pickleball courts or some type of indoor something because of the fact that it's a passive park and you can't put those outside. But if you have a community building with those elements, it's okay. And so we need to kind of come up with something. And like, I mean, we're going to DC next month. Are you going up there for CBC? We need to have it so that we can present it and ask for the money. Congresswoman Frederica Wilson gave West Park $3 million for their community center. She just did that. And we can't go up there and say, hey, yeah, I'd like a community center, but I don't have a piece of paper to hand you that says anything about what we want.
We did spend a ton of time with. I know I worked with Dee Carper. We had her down here, and Dan Schronk, and we put everything together to get in compliance with the state on that. And can you look into that and find out where it is? Is there was a whole written plan on how to.
Dan gave me Dan literally gave me a one-pager, and that was it. And he says, no, we were doing it as a courtesy for you guys, but we know that you guys had wanted.
Wonder how much we paid for that courtesy too. So
I don't know, but I would like to sit down and have.
Yeah, I think that would be best because
A round
also they
table.
have a competition.
but we just had one for the parks.
I know. we
Yeah,
need
but
a-
it says
we need an
like-
engineer to actually be there because we were relying on Kevin, and unfortunately, Kevin doesn't have the time to do the master plan. I mean, I put together the basic preliminaries, but I don't have CAD. I haven't played with CAD since I was 16, so I
Okay.
need somebody who knows CAD that can come up with a design. And
So-
ChatGPT ain't doing it. I done paid my $20.
There are certain requirements that we have to be in compliance with the state. Like they wanted that environmental eco tower. We exchanged that for a splash pad. So, there are certain items that we have to put in. I heard you came across something in San Juan of not a
The amphitheaters, they're like
Yeah.
they're band. I'll
Yeah.
Horowitz, I'll send it
send
to you, and you can send it out to everybody. Different ones, because I also
Yeah,
sent
that's the one.
some from Jamaica. Yeah, that's no, that's the parking lot, but that's a solar
one-
panel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
picture
so I
you-
have different pictures from different parks from Puerto Rico, but I also have from Jamaica where they're not closed in, so the cost is a lot less. It's something that we could actually afford to do right now today. But here's the question: where are we putting it? What part of the park? Can we design a full?
I believe there was layout because we had the plumbing pulled because remember when they put stuff in, they didn't plumb
Put the
certain
pipes in
things.
there
They
that
didn't
they
put
were
the pipes
supposed to?
in when they were supposed to. Yeah, in the electrical as well.
That we've been fighting for tooth and nail.
That was when we put the bathrooms in. Things weren't done properly many times around here. And
even
but
the
there
lighting.
was
Remember when they put the lighting in, they were supposed to also put the electrical outlets throughout the park at every pavilion,
all
and
the
it never
pavilions.
happens.
Yes, she's correct. And again, follow through didn't happen. The town of great ideas with zero follow through on it. and things fall through the cracks all the time. But I do agree with Ashura on that one, because we put a ton of work into this, trying to get this back in compliance with the state and swapping certain items out. There was, I'm going to have to dig through my email. There was a plan laid out. Plumbing and electrical is for where to put things. There's only one spot where we can put the splash pad over by the restrooms over there in the clearing with the trees. But everything was all laid out and redesigned. I don't know where it is. I know it's here. I'll look for it if you could look for it as well, and then I'll get a hold of Dee and see if we can. I'm sure she probably has a copy of the old stuff. Maybe, I don't know. We'll come up. You got a copy of it? See, there we go.
I got a one-pager from Dan.
No, we put a lot of work into it. It was more than a one pager. So, you have the whole plan. There you go. So, can you send that out to the? Thank you.
Is it just for the? I'm sorry. Is it just for the preserve park, or is it for the preserve as well as Behan? And then I'd like to see the trail redone.
That's a lot of money.
Listen, we pieced it together as asphalt. It's good for your back.
I have the plans for just the park across the street. It's for the electrical and the low voltage for all the laying. So I have a copy. I actually have shown it to Manny a while back, but I'll make copies and we'll send them out.
Okay, but does it have any of the elements in there, like the exercise equipment, the
No, this
the
is just for the wiring diagrams.
So there were, this was all but then we used that where we
to build
out everything else to where to put the amphitheater, a parking lot. Like, it was all drawn out at one point.
All those different stages. There were like 4 stages.
Yeah, there were 4 steps to get to where we were to build it out, because financially it's, we don't have $10 million to dump into the park all at once.
Yeah.
But there were thought processes, and I know Commissioner Morissette, I don't know if you went there, Commissioner Hodgkins, but while we were at the League of Cities in Orlando, we met with the companies that do the fitness centers, and there was discussion. There's been discussion sitting up here. We would do them around the park, or we do like they do in Hollywood and have one little fitness station set up, and I think it was drawn out, if I remember right, it was drawn out where we did one little fitness center, and then we had the playgrounds all together. I remember seeing it. I think it was before you were here too. So
Please
there's
remember,
a lot of work put into this.
Please remember, all that equipment needs to be maintained. So we need also, if we're shopping for exercise equipment, that is low maintenance and doesn't break down in the sun and so forth. Because what we have right now is rotten to the core.
The whole park is bad. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather just start over, just rip everything out, except for the new bathrooms that y'all spent $40,000 for.
that was a lot of money.
That's a lot of things that come up, and
It's like I would like to see it ripped out, because there's no running tracks anywhere near here.
Yeah.
There's none, and those are better
Seaway
for.
Park.
okay.
Those are better for
not
your
a
back.
track.
No, that's what I'm saying. The track ones, like the closest one is like a good 30 minutes away. Like Coral Springs and them, they have those tracks where you can actually run around it, where it's low impact on your back. We have a lot of seniors here, and they do like to come out and walk. I'd like to make sure that their backs are protected if we put that track material down. I can have a wish list. I'm okay with having a wish
You
list.
should call for a special meeting for the whole park situation, so we can sit down and discuss.
Or town
There's a lot
property
of
master
input
plan.
coming.
Let's
Talk
have
about a town.
town manager. Can you put all together? Get a summary of all of this with the public works director, the grant writer, the IT director, since he's got the data on it, and we just schedule one more roundtable meeting like we did before,
Okay.
and just
All
to
town
hash this
property,
out.
though.
Let's
Let's do all town property, not just the parks, because we have this building we need to discuss. We also have the 2 acres we need to discuss. So, because most cities do have a citywide master plan for their all their elements.
So Behan,
Preserve.
Preserve, Linear Park,
Linear Park,
2 acre site, and City Hall.
and
Here and 2 acres,
here in
the 2 acre.
The idea with Linear Park was to scale it back and then enhance Behan Park so that people just could walk across the street and have a better facility, and that way we could save money on maintenance. that was what we talked about last time, and there's some new information that I would like to share with you regarding buildings that could cut down on maintenance, because we're putting wooden buildings up and we have a termite feast again. So let's try and look into steel buildings and other options.
Steel
But-
Russ.
Yeah, there's something called Steel Homes that makes some modular systems that are very cost efficient, and there's other options out there. But I have a question for you, Mr. Odoms, if I can get to it. What's the update on 25th Street drainage program?
The project.
Yeah, the project. Are they start digging, please?
Yes, there should be start digging. I talked to Southeastern today, actually. He's been doing his submittals and getting his information. All of his plans are reviewed and ready to go. Right now, he's projected to start digging the end of September.
Good news. Thank you.
So, you all, Mr. Odom sent everyone an app, either for your phone or for your tablets, whatever you're using. It's called Monday.com, where you can get on there and track the progress of all the projects that are going on in Public Works. Mr. Odoms updates this all the time. I know, because I get in there and see the changes that are happening. And how many items are on there? 30 now? Yeah, a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
We're closing in on 50 right now.
Yeah, there's a ton. So,
It's not every.
but that's how much work we have to go forward in the town in Public Works. We're in bad shape.
Yeah,
so
you got your job cut out
Am I
for you.
allowed to dump stuff in there, like her charging stations that we voted on for $3,000 to be put here that Aleem never put at City Hall? Come over there.
I didn't hear you. I really didn't.
I said, can we dump the charging stations that we were supposed to put here at City Hall that were $3,000 that she had put on the agenda way back when that Aleem was supposed to do? Remember, we were supposed to get 2 charging stations here at City Hall?
Yeah, we were, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were also supposed to have a gas line run for a generator that was, and all kinds of other stuff. There's been so much stuff that has come forward that's been pushed to your position. I'm not going to say you, but your position here that has just gone wayward here in the town. I guess we do need charging stations at Town Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So
I will come to that a little bit later today because I have a solar presentation.
Okay.
But if we vote on it, is it going to actually get done? That's the question.
Yeah, it's already been approved.
Yeah. I mean, we voted on it. It was approved. They were like,
Yeah.
we had the information. It was like $3,000 per charging station to put them here at City Hall.
Yeah, I actually have some proposals as it relates to those, but there are a couple of details related to the nature and style of the charging stations, and it's because of the fact that there are ways in which it's subsidized by the town, then used by the public, or where the members of the public actually, you stick a credit card inside, and that's how you get the electricity. So we're reviewing those proposals right now. The other thing is determining the location, whether it goes in the front or go in the back. And I wasn't around when you cast that vote, so I'll present both versions to you and you can decide.
Okay. Anything else for Public Works?
No, thank you.
No.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Jeff.
Mr. Odoms. All right.
Excuse myself.
Go on to new business. Consideration for approval of agreement with GL Distributors for protective items for the Police Department. Chief DeCoursey. Resolution number 2025 blank, blank, blank. Town Attorney.
It's a workshop, Mayor. We don't have to read the resolution into the record. I'd be happy to if you'd like me to.
Sure, go ahead.
So for the record, this resolution will be a number yet to be assigned. A resolution of the Town Commission, of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving the purchase of protective equipment for the Police Department from GL Distributors through the NASPO Cooperative Purchasing Contract, authorizing the town manager to execute all necessary documents, providing for, let's say, implementation, and providing for an effective date.
Hey, Chief, go ahead.
We're all set?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. During the course of our taking over the agency and developing it and moving forward and stuff, we did a complete evaluation and stuff, and we're finding things that we need to, for our officers to properly equip them out there when they are responding to calls and so on. As we just saw today, that incident that occurred in what, Minnesota? Minneapolis. You know, our officers have to be prepared to respond to these critical incidents, whether it's at a school within our location, our city or town, or anything else, you know, be the Coke plant or whatever, Amazon and so on. So that being said, we realized that we need at least 4 ballistic shields for our officers. So these shields would be carried by the supervisors in their vehicles. We have 1 supervisor assigned to each shift. And if they needed to be deployed, the supervisor would be able to deploy the shield. We would also like to purchase 25 ballistic helmets for our officers so that if they have to make entries into these places, that they have the proper gear and so on. Our officers are currently equipped with the exterior vest. We also want to purchase 25 Hawk Armor rifle plates that'll go inside those vests so they'll automatically be ready to go. These are lighter. They're made by the same manufacturer, and it's just a one-stop shop that fits all. We are looking to spend $47,337.50, and we are requesting that we utilize ARPA funding for this, which the finance director has assured us is available.
Do you want to approve up to 50,000 just in case there's?
Yes, sir. If we could, please.
Go ahead.
If I could, Mr. Mayor, this actually is on the ARPA list already. You already approved the
Right.
ARPA list, so that's approved, and that's where the funding is from. And I'd ask that this body have this go on to consent.
Consent. Thank you, sir.
Do you want to address any of the other ones that I have now, or you want to? I have other items as well. 8.4.
Automobile purchase.
Yeah.
Which one?
I have 8.4.
Oh, 8.4, go ahead.
Okay, 8.4. That's
Would you like me to I'm sorry, Chief, would you like me to read it as well?
Go ahead, read this one.
Item 8.4 is a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving a professional services agreement with Laura Cole to provide crisis management expertise to the police department, authorizing the town manager to execute the agreement, providing for implementation, and providing for an effective date. Thank you, Mayor.
Chief.
Thank you, sir. Cole Media specializes in transparency engagement and crisis communications, empowering law enforcement to communicate directly, honestly, and effectively with our communities. They've specialized and worked with numerous law enforcement agencies across the United States. Our police departments today need expert law enforcement communications experience to be deployed immediately when we have a critical situation. If one of our officers are involved in a shooting or something happens critical within the town, it's imperative that we get our message out first so that media doesn't take their own spin and run with the story. Ms. Cole is a local expert. She's worked with some of the largest and smallest agencies around the country, LA County Sheriff's Office, the Orange County Sheriff's Office here in Florida. She worked with them as well, Sheriff Mina up there, and the Florida Police Chiefs, as well as the Broward County Chiefs of Police Association. You know, I think that the town, we need to be strategic and emphasis on transparency, and that's what this program is all about, and help us build our agency and continue to be a model for the rest of the agencies throughout the state of Florida, and more importantly, for our community to know that we're here and that we're transparent for them. We actually utilized her work when we responded back to the allegations regarding the statistics.
I have to say it. The
Okay.
sheriff. I'll say it for you.
That were supplied. And basically, she did that for us for free because when she realized the charge on that.
What
I
are
would
we
like
looking at cost-wise on this?
cost-wise $36,000 for the year, $3,000 a month, and she'll help with our social media and stuff as well.
So there's more to it than just crisis management?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's preparing our people and getting our message out continually throughout the community.
All right.
Can I be heard on this? For a second, please.
Go ahead.
I think it's important. There's a distinction here. First of all, I'd like you to place this on consent, but in addition to that, as a co-element or an additional motion for approval on consent. You may recall during the hiatus, I was given certain authorities which had to be affirmed by this body. In other words, you had to say, okay, those contracts that you approved. Well, I sent a termination notice for public communicators, and all of you know that I've sent you all an email. So when this comes up on consent in September, on September 10th, I'd also like to ask you to allow me to have on consent the affirmation of the termination. The termination's already been sent, but the town attorney was just whispering to me that we needed to make sure that that was affirmed by you, and that will be on September 10th as well. That just kind of cleans up financial.
And just for housekeeping, we'll keep them, but it's two separate items.
It is, but the manager is right. It's a cleanup item.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, the commission owns the contract. We just want to make sure that we close that loop.
We're good. And now
8.5?
8.5, yep.
And
Okay.
just quickly, Chief, if I could, for the record, item 8.5 is a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving and authorizing the execution of a cooperative purchase agreement with Garber Ford Inc. for the Florida Sheriff's Association contract for the acquisition of police vehicles, fighting for conflict, severability, and again, providing for an effective date. Thank you, Chief.
May I proceed? Okay. This is basically starting to cycle out some of our older vehicles. We're replacing, 5 vehicles within our fleet, and that'll keep us current with our vehicles and so on. That being said, we'd be getting rid of some of the older Chargers in our fleet, the Charger vehicles, and transitioning to 3 Ford Explorers, as well as 2 Ford F-150 pickup trucks that'll be 4-wheel drive and stuff. We'll be able to assist us if we have some higher water incidents throughout the town. So, we were previously leasing vehicles through Enterprise, and we still are today. But in looking at the pricing and stuff that we got from Enterprise regarding these vehicles, it was just no longer cost effective. I was a former fleet manager for the Broward Sheriff's Office back in the day, and Captain Don Pritchard ran the fleet back in 2010, I believe, when Lamberti was sheriff, around that time frame and so on. So we're very familiar with the sheriff's bid and piggybacking off of those things and the needs and stuff like that. The maintenance contracts, we just use a standard maintenance agreement through a Goodyear tire. We can get tires cheaper than the people can get them through Enterprise and so on. So I think it's going to be a cost savings to the town.
Things change, prices change.
Yeah, and we have to be competitive, and it's just, the
And if
pricing.
we don't revisit it every so often, we get stuck in overpaying.
Right.
We did our contract expire with Enterprise.
It's per the vehicle we have, so when they cycle them out, I mean, we can take these vehicles, and Enterprise will sell these vehicles for us and take that money and credit towards the leases that we currently have and help pay those leases down as well. So that's our.
Are we doing a comparison when Enterprise sells it versus when I'm sorry. I'm turning into a pumpkin. Are we doing a comparison of what we're getting when we're selling to Enterprise versus when we sell to the I forgot, it wasn't a co-op. What was that thing that we used to use?
Gov auction or
Something like that, yeah.
no.
Can we do a comparison to make sure those have to go through back to Enterprise?
Yeah, they were these. I believe these cars were leased.
Those
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
But remember we just surplus the trucks for the Parks Department
I don't
last
think
week?
those were through Enterprise. Were they?
Yeah, so can we check to make sure we're not giving them to Enterprise if we can get it more outside? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Consent. And 9.7.
9.7.
Considering approval purchase of firearms for the police department.
And for the record, Mayor Commission, the item is a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving the purchase of firearms from Lube Police Distributors in the amount of $22,790, providing for authorization, implementation, and providing for an effective date. Thank you, Mayor.
So we're looking to update our current firearmed weapons with the Glock Model 45s, which is a 9mm pistol, as well as we're going to have some red dot, green dot sights that'll be placed on them, and the flashlights and everything else. The sights and the weapon are under warranty with Lew's, and Lew's has agreed to purchase our older weapons back from them for a credit for us. So we're looking at the total cost was $29,540, and with the rebate, it was going to be a total of $6,750 rebate back on the current weapons, and the total price it would cost the town is $22,790, and we utilize ARPA funding for that.
I'm a SIG guy. If you Glocks is what you want to go with, that's you. But we have our differences.
Yeah, I get it. They're easy to clean.
Let's not to exceed 25,000.
That'll be fine, sir.
Consent. All right. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
I can't spell his name, but you know who I'm saying.
You spelled that wrong.
I know. But he's hourly, so we need to.
All right. Michael V., just come up. We're going to run you through everything.
See, you wouldn't even say it. I couldn't
I
spell it.
call
You
him Michael
could-
V. It makes it so much easier.
You don't want to know how I
That's
spelled
fine.
Vandermeulen. I got it down, but Michael V., we're good with it. All right, 9. We're going
There's
to
three of them, so.
jump ahead. Oh, 8, 9.
8-9, Mayor, if I may.
Go ahead.
Thank you. For the record, the item is ordinance pertaining to file number 2404, an ordinance to the town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending the town's code of ordinances by amending chapter 28 entitled zoning, article 3, district regulations, division 6, M1 industrial district, providing for the regulation of self-storage facilities, amending section 28-301 entitled minimum requirements, providing a parking minimum for self-storage facilities, providing for codification, conflicts, severability, and providing for an effective date. Thank you, Mayor Commission.
Michael V.
Yes,
Welcome.
sir. Mayor, Commission, Mike Vondermeulen with Keith. This first item is the self-storage text amendment. We can just go ahead and proceed to the next slide. Oh, thank you. All right, the code amendment creates a couple of definitions that will be new to the town, defining self-storage facilities as well as truck rental facilities. There is self-storage we propose right now to remain as a permitted use, but it must meet the particular criteria. That criteria is the 2-acre minimum lot size, as well as a quarter-mile distance separation from any other self-storage facility. Now, there's a map that I'll show you, but I'll go through the rest of the regulations. We have created some additional regulations for accessory truck rental. It is an inquiry that we get quite often with the self-storage facilities. So there's regulations set up in that. Make sure that the trucks aren't seen from the front road, properly screened, not within required parking, things like that. There's additional buffer requirements for when a self-storage facility abuts residential property. And then this also provides for the reconstruction of any existing facility with not being required to meet either the 2-acre minimum or the quarter-mile distance separation requirement. And then there will also be an amendment to the parking section of the code, and there'll be regulations specific for self-storage facilities. This should reduce the number of parking variances that go along with almost every new self-storage facility that's come through the town. This is the map. This shows all the green dots are the existing self-storage facilities in the town with the quarter-mile radius. The light blue areas are areas that are zoned M1 but do not that are actually two acres or less than 2 acres in size in terms of the lot. And so the as you can see, the main area where a new facility could go is actually in the Seneca area. And most of that area is essentially built out. There may be some underutilized land over at Coca-Cola, but for the most part, most of the area is built out. And I'm here to answer any questions. This will not go on to your next commission meeting. This has not gone to the Planning and Zoning Board yet. We wanted to come to the commission first, make sure we were on the right track. Make sure if there's any changes that need to be made, any tweaks, that we do that before we take it to the Planning and
May I
Zoning
offer
Board.
just one additional comment here, Mayor? The commission will recall late last year, December, I believe, that a moratorium was adopted, putting a pause on the acceptance of all applications and permits issued regarding self-storage units. That was extended by the commission for an additional 6 months, probably about 3 months ago, I think right before your summer recess, somewhere thereabouts. As part of the moratorium process, there was direction from the commission to your planning consultants to conduct a study and some additional analysis with regards to regulation of self-storage units. This ordinance is an outgrowth of that effort. So this is essentially connected to that moratorium process, and this is the work product based on their review and additional analysis.
Questions?
None.
She's got a smile under the mask. She's looking. She's got something.
Okay, yes.
My
What's
audio's
up?
not working.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Oh, okay.
All
Absolutely.
right. We'll move on then.
Y'all know me so well.
I saw the eyes. I didn't need any more.
This consent.
No,
No,
no, that has to go to, it has to go to,
has to go back to.
back to planning and zoning.
Planning,
and
zoning.
It's gonna have 2 readings here, but I want to,
Let's move to 9.2, discussion and direction for the new color palette process for the town of Pembroke Park.
Yes.
Had this discussion before.
Yes, Mayor
I know.
Commission. Yeah, I've heard the grumblings at some of the commission
painful.
meetings previously. So
very painful. I left
we
last time when
we
Emma
did.
it. Emma did it. I'm gonna say that it was a couple.
We
of
have
day
every
process.
color of beige you can imagine in the town of Pembroke Park.
That was an Emma
Town
Shelf
Hall is
special.
a good example of it. Good Lord.
Good?
Is there just another color palette another municipality uses that
Yes,
we can
yes.
just
So,
adopt?
and we're maybe we'll cut this very short. I just
Let's
wanted to
make
give
it
you a
short.
little history. You know, the last time
Do it like Henry Ford.
the
You can get any color you want as long as it's
Adding
black.
some colors, or can we just leave it?
yes. So it's been 10 years since the color palette was adopted. There was also a second color palette that was adopted in 2004 just for Southwest 30th Avenue. And we would probably recommend that that be rescinded because of the new mixed-use entertainment district zoning that's there. Right now, the code's set up fairly reasonable in terms of process.
If you like beige.
There's no more than 2 colors, usually facade and trim, except for architectural features that could be requested by an applicant. There is a paint permit through the building department. There is no fee for
There's
that.
no charge on that permit, just
That
so
is-
you know.
that
I've
is
been
correct.
through the color palette, through the permit process to paint my home white.
And then all new buildings.
Painted the whole place. It's white.
It's the most cost-efficient color.
Yeah.
Saves
So,
electricity.
Yes.
Let's just go with white and,
This is, yeah,
sorry.
go ahead. We won't interrupt. This is, but this is what we deal with.
No, we
So,
were looking for direction, and I know where this was going to be
Let's take
going.
a color palette that's some other,
Yeah. So here we go.
there we go. There are
This
neighboring.
is actually the city of Hollywood, based on the comparison between the town's current color palette and this one. You can see there's a lot more pastels, a lot more color. Not sure if you want us to proceed with something. This with this adds quite a few more colors. We can always dial it back depending on how the commission feels. We have also included in your backup a multi-page spreadsheet. It's in PDF, but I can also send it to you in Excel. And if there are particular colors you want to see in the town, we could go ahead and get those marked up and send them back to me, and we can include them in the color palette process.
Because this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm so tired of the color beige and having this color palette and dealing with this. You know, I get the whole point of it was to prevent someone from painting their place neon green and neon pink all
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, you don't see the dark purple and dark
Then there-
yellow.
had that
It's-
issue. I know. That's why this came about. So
And there's also another way we could just repeal it and allow it, but I think I don't know how acceptable that is.
Strays that just chose not to.
eccentric places.
Yes. they were very eccentric. Even Stratton's, which was our partner for all of our toy giveaways, they did some weird like brown on brown on brown.
Yep. So if it pleases the commission, we can widen the color palette. Similar to the city of Hollywood.
Possible just to adopt their color palette and call it good. And
Oh, yeah.
then let's do that. Or is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, as long as it's a 2-color thing and not
Are
like
you
a
gonna sit
3
there
or
for
4
hours
colors.
and go through all
I'm
the
not
colors
Emma.
and compare the
I'm not
codes?
that girly. Listen, that one I'm not. I'm
Just
not
the
that
rainbow.
girly. Listen, as long as you do.
Are you
like-
gonna go spend the day at Sherman-Williams and pull all the colors?
Don't
put a-
tempt me.
I know you would.
And if you zoom in on this, they actually use Sherwin-Williams color.
I saw. Yeah. All right.
Very good.
Consent.
that was-
Adopt.
Hollywood's
color palette
As long as it's a 2 thing and not like a 3 or 4 color thing.
Oh, and remove.
Just do that limit?
And remove the
beige.
Remove beige and gray.
Ignore
Prison
the
gray.
commission. The 2004 for 30th Street. So we have the
Oh, yes,
same one.
rescind.
The rescind of the old for 30th Street.
There's no black.
The black is listed actually in the code.
Black and white is no color.
Consent.
Technically, you're correct.
Got it.
No, that should.
Yeah, you know what? Put a second.
It'll be a second item.
Rescinding the 30th Street color palette from
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah, we can get you the reso
Second
number.
reading for the palette?
Do we have to have ratings for this?
Well, if and again, I don't know the origin or how the color palette was adopted. If it was adopted by resolution, it needs to be rescinded by resolution.
Town manager, can you figure that out? If it is, we'll do a line item. If not, it's
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. A resolution can be on consent. So if the intent is just to rescind that prior resolution with the commission's permission,
Okay.
we can put that on consent.
let's do that.
Yeah.
Hour-long meeting.
You still got another one, live local.
As long as the Commissioner Mohammed doesn't write a
What is that?
dissertation to be read into
That was
the meeting.
that was 30th Street.
30th Street,
Yes.
Yes, Southwest
2004.
30th Avenue. I'm sorry.
30th Ave.
30th Ave.
That's it. And 9.3, discussion on Live Local Act.
Yeah, so just wanted to give you an update. I think at one time we had requested a lunch and learn. We had thought about proposing some code amendments. The planning staff would like to take a step back and first go through the Live Local process. Town attorney has explained the Live Local Act quite a few times to the commission. Our office has tried to enhance that discussion with Live Local. So I'll just briefly go through it in terms of zoning. So currently the state preempts. So it doesn't matter what's in our code, the state is already preempting it. So it allows for affordable housing, and the definition is particular. In commercial, plan unit developments, which the town does not have any, mixed-use developments, and industrial zoning districts. It allows it now, the newest one from 2025 allows affordable housing at places of worship property as well. It requires administrative approval, no public hearings for the submittal of the site plan. There are mandatory parking reductions. If you are within a quarter mile of a bus stop, there's automatic 15% reduction. And then there are other instances where it could even be larger. There's in that preemption, there provides for the density and height preemptions. It required, and here's the two other items that we wanted to make the commission aware of. It requires requires inventory of town-owned property available for affordable housing. We've done the study. The spreadsheet is in your backup. There are 2 parcels. I think they're over here, just to the west. I don't know how. It's in the townhouse.
Park apartments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The little stories.
I mean, they probably wouldn't meet minimum lot size, but because they're zoned residential, they're probably the only 2 parcels that may be available. We're required to hold, the town is required to hold a public hearing for a resolution adopting that inventory list, and then we just post it on the website. And then we're in compliance with the state of Florida.
Feels like another encroachment on home rule.
Yes.
It's getting bad.
Yes.
This is a fairly onerous one, Mayor.
Yes. And then lastly, the 2025 is now requiring that all municipalities do an annual report to the state. The first one is due November 1st, 2026. And we intend to be in full compliance with that. When the time comes, we'll go ahead and make that presentation. But just wanted to make you aware of it.
Any questions?
Nope.
Thank you, sir.
So if it pleases the board, what we would like to do, the commission, excuse me, what we'd like to do is prepare a policy paper
Okay.
acknowledging the Live Local Act,
Yep.
something that could be placed on the city's website that people can visually see, as our policies as they pertain to the town, and then also the inventory.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want to place it on the next agenda or if you want to.
Yeah, and I've not had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Vondermeulen about this, but our office also has this on the radar. We've been looking at a policy, which is the trend among municipalities to implement a lot of these local provisions.
Right.
We'll work with their office. I anticipate, again, depending on timing, we should be able to have something ready for the commission meeting.
Okay, then let's make that a line item for the commission meeting so we can review it beforehand.
No problem.
Lastly, there was one other item, and I apologize, and I will try to be brief. I just wanted the commission to be aware of this opportunity. Whether or not it will actually occur in the town is a whole nother situation. But Broward County has a flex unit bonus situation. Again, this can also be addressed with that same policy paper until the time of the evaluation and appraisal report of the comprehensive plan, which I believe is in 2026. So right now, the town has, or not the town, excuse me, Broward County has implemented this. It allows for each flex unit that you use, if you're doing affordable housing, you get bonuses depending on if you're moderate income or workforce housing, low income or very low income, and you get bonus units for any of those units that you use. There's also a buyout provision. And so if a developer wants to utilize the affordable housing but wants to buy out of it, he can pay $10,926 per unit. And that's not just the affordable units, that's every unit in the development. And that's paid, and then that number is increased annually. So that number, the 10,926 is for 2026, and it will increase annually 3%. Now the county collects that money, and the county will keep it and invest it in affordable housing projects countywide. However, if a town or a municipality adopts an affordable housing trust fund and has an affordable housing program, and that can be paint subsidy, affordable housing subsidy. There's a long laundry list.
Right.
Then the town has the ability to split the money that the county collects on a 50-50 basis. So to give you an example, and this might be too high, it's just an example. So say Southwest 30th Avenue, we finally get the sewer in, a developer comes in, builds 50 apartments. He doesn't want to mess with the affordable housing requirement, and he's got 50 units, and he doesn't want to, he's going to buy it out. So the 50% match, if that was built next year, and the town had an affordable housing trust fund, you would be looking at somewhere close to $273,000. So we wanted just to make you aware of it. It is a program that has to get set up, and there's probably some expense to it, but I think there's opportunity there. We don't know when the opportunity will be there. A lot of folks now are providing the affordable housing without doing the buyout. But the possibility is there in the future.
Well, seeing how we have 16 mobile home parks, apartments, we're kind of the mecca for low income, very low income. But September's coming. You all know what that means around here. They'll be sending out notices on everyone's rent going up. You got yours already?
Oh, it's already in.
Yeah, mine hasn't showed up yet. So
Every year it's gone up $100.
every year it's getting ridiculous. Even the most affordable living in the United States is disappearing. So affordable housing, it's affordable living now. It's not affordable housing. It's every bit of it.
It's
from.
unaffordable.
It is. It is becoming
About
unaffordable.
1 million people in Florida that live in mobile homes, and that's their only option for living here. Once that is gone, these people are gone out of the
But
state.
these parks are getting ridiculous in their fees. Ours went from everything being included to every year it's now put in meters on everyone's homes. Now we're paying not only our water, we're also paying for the park's water on top of it, and it's split up among the 256 units. So then they anticipate our taxes going up so much every year, which it doesn't. So they raise the rent accordingly to what they're projecting, which doesn't happen. But it's getting to the point that
Are you over a grand?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. So it's getting to the point that the most affordable housing in Florida is no longer affordable. So, this is not good for anyone. So, any questions? What's your recommendation on this?
Our recommendation, we'll go ahead and research more information.
Okay.
And if it pleases the board, we'll go ahead, find out some of the basic information for that trust fund, how it all gets set up,
Okay.
what it can be spent on, and then if the town wants to move forward, we can then present it.
Please do bring that back to the commission.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See, I got you out of here.
Thank you.
Sure. Let's take a 5-minute recess. It is 6:23. All right, 8:2.
May I just for the record, Mayor?
Go ahead.
Item 8.2 is a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park approving a contribution to the Broward Early Learning Coalition, that's the ELC, in support of the School Readiness Match Program for fiscal year 25-26, providing for implementation and providing for an effective date. If I could just very quickly, Mayor, on this item, I just want to disclose for the record, this is not a conflict issue, but as I see the item as a matter of transparency, my law partner, Julie Clark, is the general counsel for the ELC. I just want to state that for the record. Again, it shouldn't be an issue for the town. There's a long-standing relationship there, but I did want to make that disclosure. Thank you, Mayor.
What's the amount?
So our office received a letter requesting a donation for the Early Learning Coalition. I checked our records and we contributed last year $2,186. I'm just wondering if the town wants to participate again and donate to the coalition.
What's their ask for this year?
They didn't specify.
You want to use the same amount
Yeah.
as we did
Yeah.
last year?
Okay.
Moving right along. 6:23.
Mayor, if I may,
Approval of ordinance to authorize the county manager and
Oh, yeah, you do have to read this.
be included on authorized signatories.
Item 8.3 is an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Chapter 24 of the town's Code of Ordinances entitled Taxation of Finance by specifically amending Article 3 entitled Finance, amending Section 24-102 entitled Disbursement by Check Only, authorization to sign checks, transfer funds, providing for the town manager and the town finance director to be included as authorized signatories for town checks, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Thank you, Mayor.
This is the item that was requested by this commission, and you are free from unauthorized signatures.
No more rubber stamps?
No more rubber stamps. We're going to have a stamp burning ceremony.
Good.
Questions? Comments? Concerns? Consent,
I'm sorry,
please.
Mayor, this is an ordinance, it would be a line item on the agenda.
Oh, line item, sorry. It's an ordinance. All right. 8.6. Consideration for and approval of agreement for ClearGov for the Finance Department. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor, Commission. This is a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving and authorizing the execution of an agreement with ClearGov for the Finance Department, providing for conflict, severability, and providing for an effective date.
Mr. David already described this, Mr. Chairman. I'd ask you to put this on consent.
It's the same program we discussed. Okay.
Same one.
Discussion? Any? Consent?
I have a discussion.
Okay.
We use the Tyler, right? The software. So how come we come out this software? Like, what's the difference between this one and the other one?
This is more of a management software. Tyler is for approval of requisitions and spending. This is a management software for finance.
Did we put the for RFP?
I don't think so. James?
Yeah, I can speak briefly to that, Commission. This was presented initially to my office, and I inquired about the procurement process specifically. I'm told that there's something unique about this software. They've submitted a sole source letter, which is included in the backup. They believe they have some proprietary component to the software, and the item went through procurement as a sole source opportunity. Again, I had asked that same question, Madam Vice Mayor, but they had presented it as a sole source, given some unique proprietary component of their software.
James Abram, Finance Director. I just wanted to clarify exactly what we were using this software for. It's to help the town create its a budget book. I'd like to create one similar in style and scope to what all of the other towns have. I have all of the data. They will simply take the data and shape it into a pre-formatted budget book based on the pre-created slides that they have. And so
you don't want to use the old green books with the slide rule?
As you mentioned, we're looking to modernize, and so they are. We piggyback. Well, they're a sole source provider, and they've worked with a lot of other cities, and I really enjoy how interactive their graphics are and easy to use and customer centric they are. Thought they'd be a great addition for the town's next budget book.
You vetted them, James. You vetted them out a little bit, so you know what they're all about. Then.
Absolutely, I've received several samples prior to pursuing a relationship with them.
I dare say you describe them as beautiful. You know, it's, hate to do that, but they really are great.
Objectively speaking.
And Tyler is a very expensive program that, I'm sorry, I'll let you go. Tyler is a very expensive program that is a municipal government program that has lots of different packages and this and that municipalities can use. So it's just, this is an addition to the finance
It's an add-on.
department. Go ahead.
That was my question. It's an add-on. It's not replacing Tyler.
It's not replacing Tyler.
correct.
That was just what I want to make sure we're clear. Okay.
Supplemental software.
Does something completely different. I like the green books and slide rule.
Thank you.
Just saying. All right. 8.7, consideration and approval of the 2025 addendum and transfer. Oh, this is the surtax for interlocal agreement. Public Works Director Jeff Odoms.
While Mr. Odoms is coming up, Mayor, if I could, the item is a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving the 2025 amended and restated transportation system surtax and a local agreement. That's the third amendment, substantially in the form attached to Exhibit A and incorporated herein, authorizing the appropriate town officials to execute the interlocal agreement, providing for severability, providing for conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Yes.
Go ahead.
This item is the amendment to the surtax ILA agreement, and for us to remain, I would
Could you
say,
get a little bit
eligible.
closer to the microphone, please?
Oh, I apologize. Yes, this item is for the ILA for the third amendment to the surtax agreement for the town and between us and the MPO. So it allows us to remain eligible for future projects as we move forward with our ability to get grants.
Questions?
No.
Questions? Thank you, sir. Don't run away. I'm going to move to jump to 8:10 to finish you up here. Consideration and approval for the,
Consent, right?
Consideration and approval for proposal for TK elevator, TKE for town hall elevators modernization.
Yes.
So they don't open partway through and all that.
He just said the
fun
same.
stuff. Okay, just did it to me
He
too. so-
literally just said the same thing.
Yep.
Yes, sir. This is to get everything.
1 second. Go ahead.
Beg your pardon.
Thank you. Again, a resolution of the Town Commission, Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, authorizing the town to enter into an agreement with TKE Elevator, that's TK Elevator, TKE, for the modernization of Town Hall Elevator, utilizing the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract in the amount of $485,007.64, authorizing the town manager to execute all necessary documents, providing for implementation, and providing for an effective date. Thank you, Mayor Commission.
Quick question. Do you need this and not to exceed, or do you need the whole dollar amount on this?
I would put a not to exceed amount on it and make me have to come back if they give me something.
Round it off at 500.
I was just going to
Yeah.
say, if we want to round off at 500,000, that gives it 15,000 leeway on it.
Right, and anything above and beyond, I have to come back to commission for approval.
All right.
Commission okay with that?
What brand name are we looking at here?
Say again, please, sir.
What brand of elevators? You know?
Don't know that
It's
off the top of
TK
my
is
head.
the
TK is the contractor.
Oh.
TK is the contractor
Anyway,
doing
you're
the work.
lucky finding elevators out there right now.
It's an up and down business.
That was bad. Bad.
It's too late.
Mr. Horowitz, is he within your reach?
No comment.
Questions?
Quick, can you just kind of go over what it is? We're getting both elevators done or one?
It's both elevators.
Is there any possible way of expanding it, and making it a little bigger? No.
The scary, sketchy elevator? You don't like that thing? The Hug Me
Tiny. I want a
elevator?
bigger one.
No.
Got the big one. No one uses it.
That big one is not that big when you're trying to move furniture.
It's plenty
You're
big.
not that big.
We're moving furniture.
You never go there. It is big.
It
No.
would cost so much to
I know, I'm just being
re-engineer,
hopeful.
redesign.
Stuck with the
You
shaft.
want a freight elevator? Is that what you want?
Yes.
No. What? No. I
I was trying to. I was
overruled.
asking. I was trying.
We'll get you a crane and you can pallet things to the roof.
Go to consent, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there a not to exceed amount, or is it?
Yeah, not to exceed 500,000. 500,000.
500,000.
Thank you, Mr. Odoms.
I got mirrors. I got lights. What I got in there?
No.
Can we call her because she wants to leave?
Oh, that's right.
I'm sorry. You have an item?
She has something to say. You can come.
Wait.
Yes, I don't know what it was. What was?
She wanted to make a public comment if she could. I know it's a workshop, but it's
Yeah.
chairman's discretion.
Yeah.
All right. Public comments are saved for commission meetings once a month. So come forward. Introduce yourself.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. My name is Renisha McNeil. I was here before summer I just wanted to stop by and attend to express my sincere gratitude for what you guys did for my summer camp. I was supposed to say on PowerPoint, but I was busy with teaching.
Was it successful?
It was very successful. We served over 30 kids.
Nice.
They attended field trip each week and attended swimming lessons also.
Hey, I'm glad.
I do want to say a special thanks to Kevin. He was very surprised with how many kids I had coming to the park each week. He did garden lessons with them, more so. So I do want to thank him for that. And of course, you guys support with the funding. You guys has been really good to my business that has supported these kids to help to bridge the gap in reading and math.
You know, kids are healthier when they eat dirt. So,
They have fun.
and feel free to fill my libraries up full of books.
Of course.
I got another bag in my truck right now that I'm filling up tonight. So,
No
they're getting
problem.
used. Just so you know, the kids come from school and they use those little libraries. So things are great. So, encourage them to use them too.
Okay.
Older, I got some books for them, but they're books on building, construction.
No
Pop the
problem.
builder books in there.
Of course, I get my student council on that. We do have books that we can donate.
I hope everybody has as fond memories of summer camp as I have.
Yes. Parents were very happy. Kids were more happier. So I am very thankful with the funding that you guys provided. We're able to do a lot and actually offer reduced tuition for parents. So thank you. That's
Thank
it.
you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now you just run out. We see how it is. Uh huh.
Wait, can I say something so I can leave too?
No. All right. 8-8. Review an updated EMS service schedule. Town Manager Lynch.
And quickly, Mayor, before I can, if the town manager, before he chimes in, just for the record, it's a resolution of the Town Commission, Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending the emergency medical transport service fee within the town, establishing an emergency medical transport service fee of $1,200 for basic life support, advanced life support, and advanced life support 2, that's level 1 and 2, transport services, authorizing appropriate town officials to take any and all action necessary to effectuate the intent of the resolution, provide for conflicts, severability, and an effective date. Thank you, Mayor.
I ride these things a lot. They're expensive.
Uber's cheaper.
I get billed 800 and something every time I was gone.
May I ask?
It's around the corner. They just take me up Washington Street.
Next time I walk. These fee calculations, are they based on the cost for our services, or is that a income?
Well, here, I'm going to address this just for a moment. This $1,200, that actually is lower than the cost. But what happens is the following. People have different health insurance companies, and that health insurance company will pay whatever's in that person's health insurance policy. Some companies only pay $300, so we only get $300. We do not back bill people if there's a difference between the amount of the bill. So, Bill, if your health insurance only paying a certain amount, that's all that actually has to be paid. We do not go chase after anybody for the difference. So the reason I put $1,200 there is if there's a health insurance company that's going to pay $1,100, if we're only billing $850 is what we're billing right now, then we're leaving $400 on the table, and we don't want to do that anymore because the cost of the service, as you know, exceeds the amount that we're getting. The federal government amount is only $300, but there are private health insurance companies that are paying more. So we intentionally went to the high end so that those that are willing to pay $1,100 or $1,100 or $1,200, that we could capture that amount. So this was based on the study that the BSO sent us, and this was the high end of what other cities are charging. But again, we don't go after the difference, but we want to make sure if there's a private insurance company that's going to pay $1,000, then we can collect that $1,000. As you can tell from the fire budget, and I've talked to you about that fire contract, it's extremely exorbitant right now, and we may be able to resolve that when I eventually make a presentation based on the data we're gathering. But so the $1,200 is based on the county study showing that that's the high end, and I think the actual out-of-pocket cost is probably closer to about $1,700. By the way, the reason for that is we don't have a lot of calls in our town. So we're paying X amount of dollars for the hours that those people are available. And so in some towns, if you're having to run, once every 15 or 20 minutes as they bill out, the actual cost that you're incurring goes down. But we're not in that position.
What about uninsured people?
Uninsured people, so we don't bill them.
Okay.
And that's part of the reason for the upside down nature of this whole thing.
Got it. Thank you.
Questions? I know you're looking, so go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure that we continue to make sure that we're not balance billing, we're not billing our residents, because the fact is that every insurance is different.
That's right.
I have a printout of the rates for all of the counties, so I'm going to pass this down so that everybody sees it. In the past, when we rose it up, attention to make sure that we weren't balance billing, and if they were uninsured or if they were residents of the town, that we did not hit them with a bill, because it is so expensive to use ambulance services. And so I just want to make sure that we're on the record with that.
Not only not balance billing for residents, we're not balance billing for anybody.
Okay.
By the way, there was a time when the towns were not getting any contribution from the health insurance companies. And a lot of towns ended up shutting down their ambulance service. But and make no mistake, we get great service right now. We're getting great service. We'll talk about the numbers at a more appropriate time, though.
Okay.
Just pass it down so she can put it on the record. All right, any other questions? Consent? Consent. All right, 8:11, approval of the minutes. Everyone okay with consent on that?
Yes.
Ladies? 8:12, renewal and backup system for security IT director Picola.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Mark Pakula, IT. This is just an annual renewal. Actually, we do it every 3 years. Some product we've used for years. We're just renewing it for the town side. We use the same on the police. 35 over 3 years. Here, I'll tell you right now.
That's 3 years, not 35
3 years. 34,984 comes out to about 11 per, about a little under 1,000 a month. It's backup, security, a lot of things involved in it. It's blacked out because of security and Florida statute that we don't have to show it, and we don't want to have a shade meeting for this, so figured it's easier just to black it out.
What was the amount again there?
35,000 for 3 years.
35.
Yeah, we've been using Barracuda for years.
Questions?
No.
Ladies? Consent?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You got to stay for the whole section of 9, and then you can bail out. 9.1, consideration and approval of ordinances providing a cost of living adjustment COLA for commissioners. Town Manager Lynch, ordinance number 2025 blank. Go ahead.
And the item is an ordinance of the town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending chapter 2 of the town's code of ordinances entitled Administration by specifically amending Article 2, Division 2 entitled Compensation, amending section 2-21 entitled entitled Town Commission Compensation, providing for an annual adjustment cost of living to the town commission's compensation in accordance with the Consumer Price Index, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, severability, and providing for an effective date.
I'll be glad to initiate this, since I am the initiator
Okay,
of
you
this
initiate
piece.
it.
It was actually introduced last spring. The commission didn't kill it. They just said, wait. And so it's been reintroduced after the commission said, wait. My general my experience in this town, and I find this all over America, I did serve as president of the Municipal League for the state of Ohio. And what's happened more and more across the country is the job of a member of city council or city commission has developed into a full-time occupation. Tonight's workshop, I believe we saw the number of documents you're required to review was somewhere between 800 and 1,200 pages.
A lot.
And the concept of the part-time legislator at the municipal level has come and gone. And I probably speak to a member of the commission on a unilateral basis, a number, maybe 3 or 4 times a day. And
My wife will back you up on that.
and sometimes 3 or 4 times a day for just one commissioner. It's become a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If your neighbor's dog, takes a dump on somebody else's lawn, and you get the complaint, you have to deal with it. And let's face it, in public life, it's not adequate for you to say, "That's not my job. That's not my department." And what makes you really unusual is that you're this commission form of government in which your interaction with the management level people in this town is actually a requirement and a responsibility as opposed to an option. So I originally introduced the concept of a cost of living increase, but I would tell you that I would endorse and support the idea of something that was more expansive than that. Now, we've all seen in the news, some of these municipalities are changing the configuration of compensation for municipal legislators. There are only 5 people here, and yet the amount of legislation that you have hasn't gone down. And what's really strange to me is that the state and federal government, some of those folks kind of look down their nose at the idea of how local legislators should be paid. But in the meantime, they pass more laws and more mandates that increases your work. We just saw that today on the Live Local Act. They're requiring you to get additional training, requiring you to do certification of documentation that would take you hours and hours and hours to review. Years ago, the government said, we're not going to do unfunded mandates anymore. Well, I don't know where that went, but they're mandating you to do things without you being funded in your way to accomplish it. I'm not sure how some of you do it, to be honest with you. I'm glad that you do. And just on a personal note, when I make a phone call, everybody picks up the phone, they talk to us, they talk to our managers, and they talk to the different people in this room. And you're dedicating yourselves quietly, day by day, more and more. The drip, drip, drip of the amount of work that you have to do remains unrecognized. So I'm open to any expansion that you have in terms of how you want to approach this, but I will defend this from beginning to end, whatever action you take.
I actually brought this up some time ago, and I was looking at from when COVID was out, when the index went up to like I think it was like 12% or some ridiculous amount, and from that time you had that 12%, then 3, 4, 5 more percent on top of that. Then year after year it just piled up. So people like us up on the commission, we don't make anywhere near what a town employee makes. So we basically eat that, have been eating that, and so our buying power went down, by quite a percentage. So I think if it's anything, it's justifications.
I actually, when the article came out, can you hear me?
Speak up.
See that?
Mumble into the mic, please.
I'm mumbling into the mic. I actually, when the article came out, I'm not sure if everybody saw the article. That was my fault. That was my hand. That wasn't Mumbles.
Microphone.
That was, yes, my hand touched it. Sorry. When the article came out about Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale and
North Lauderdale,
and I forwarded it to Brad, and I did ask him to compare other cities because I know that Tamarack also we're on the lower end. We're not at the bottom, but we are on the lower end in comparison to other cities. I was opposed to a COLA versus a flat rate when this was brought up before, and for me personally, I would like to see us do a flat rate increase. Because I know when we did say the COLA before and Gloria came out, she said it would amount to like $100 a month. Hollywood did a 70,000, and I'm trying to think. Tamarack does about 80,000 a year because they also do a clothing allowance and a car allowance, and also expense.
Hollywood, by the way, they put that in too.
Okay, so for me, I would like, because Hollywood is next door and we're sharing borders, I would like to go up to the 70. I'm not sure where everybody else is in this.
So if you don't want to have to revisit this time and time again, the correct way would be to set whatever you're going to set the base at, and then add the COLA on it to
That
go
would be
forward
good.
every year like that, to double it up. I didn't mean double up salary like that.
Yeah.
Because there is certain people in Broward County whose salary just doubled, so that's not what I was implying by any means whatsoever. But the correct way to fix it would be to adjust for a dollar amount and then add the COLA on. So every year it stays competitive versus falling behind. We just had you guys made me mayor at the end of May, and we went on hiatus, and I will tell you, I have not had a break since we come back. I know you're laughing about it because you know exactly what it's like when hiatus happens. You are the sole contact for absolutely everything that goes on, and we talk 4 times a day. There's not anybody here in this town that I don't communicate with on a daily basis. If I'm working from my home office, airline, please excuse me, I still do my job there too. So, but I work multiple calls, positions, everything as the day goes on. It doesn't stop, and it goes late into the evening, weekends, travel. You guys got to experience, League of Cities, where it's go, 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 go the whole time you're up there, from the moment you land to the moment you leave. And you recently went down south for that, but sure, you know what it's like.
There's a lot. There's a lot of committees.
It's not just that. It's MPO. It's League of Cities keeps you very
Art,
busy,
National,
but
Florida, all those.
legislative committees, you name it.
There's more than it's not just 2 meetings a month sitting up here. That's what it looks like on paper, but it's not. This is a commitment. So, I think that would be the appropriate way to fix it, is to do it that way. And that way it's not something that we have to revisit on a regular basis and bring this back up. So I'm just, that's my input on it.
Well,
I would suggest that we adjust it to 62 and then add COLA as annually as it comes.
I'm in 2 camps here because we are representing low income people, but we're also doing an honest job, and people expect some compensation for the hard work we're putting in here. But I feel for the low income people who are struggling and are not being adjusted. So if we can. Yeah, and I know we are in low.
What are we doing this weekend? The food drive's on the 30th, and here we are working on the food drive, and we're continually working to better our community. And
I'm not disagreeing with you guys. It's just like we have to think of where the money comes from and who we're representing. But if 62 is your
That's just my idea. I mean,
your
I'm
suggestion.
open to anybody else's.
Where'd your number come from?
My number came from Hollywood, which is right next door.
And they did more than that, though. They did.
They added a car.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of other stuff added in on top of
They added
it.
a car plus additional fees for attending special meetings.
No, I wouldn't go there.
No, not at all. No, I disagree with that. Like adding all those extras in is just over the top. But that's where she's getting this. That's where you're
The
getting
70.
the 70 from.
Here, I can- I
There's
mean,
also a love for this
print the
position.
article, unfortunately, but we can send out the article, which is from the Sun Sentinel, but also Brad has the numbers from other cities as well.
I pulled them up multiple times
Yeah.
before to see that we were in market value. That's why years ago when I went and brought our pay up to 52 was, yeah, at the time, but that was before COVID. So that's when things went crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we do a lot.
It doesn't end is the problem.
We drive
Doesn't.
everywhere, and if it's less than 30 miles, we don't get any compensation. Solid waste authorities and legislation and all that stuff, and it adds up. But I do believe we get some compensation, and that's the love of it, you know. But
Does everybody think that's a reasonable request that I'm suggesting?
I actually more
Well, you're
agree with
suggesting.
Ashura's assessment on what it is for it.
I can go with it.
It's more reasonable for
For the amount of work that we do as
The
a
amount-
commission form of government with the amount of 70, the same as Hollywood, yeah.
what's up put us budget wise. Are we?
You are, it's like a flea on a herd of elephants. It's that insignificant budget-wise. We're about to turn, at the end of this fiscal year, about a $3 million surplus. And so you are talking about virtually unnoticeable budgetary effect.
Most weekend?
Yeah, I'm okay with you guys. 70.
Do you have any input?
No. When I went to the Puerto Rico, I know the town give us the meal for the fees, but there's all of the pork, so I have to buy my own, and I have to pay for it. And it's not fair. Like, yeah, that's the things. Like sometimes thing happens, we have to pay, but we don't submit those things. But yeah, we have a lot of cost to go because also there's a community for like Bengali peoples. Like I also go there. It's in like. West Palm Beach, something. So I have to driving over there to go to represent also Pembroke Park, and there is no like gas money or something, and that's why like there's a lot of things like we are paying for it on our pocket.
I mean, I'm currently sitting in class for the next 10 months doing the resiliency training stuff, and
Transportation classes with the MPO and all kinds of things going on with the MPOs.
Mr. Chairman, I have a suggestion. You can't vote on this because it's a workshop.
No, it's an
bill.
ordinance too. So
What I will do is, I'll work with my staff, Brad, and the finance department, and on September 10th, you will find consideration an ordinance which sets it at the dollar amount that Commissioner Mohammed's talking about with a COLA attached to it. So, you bite the bullet one time and move on with the rest of your lives, because you're setting something that's not just for you. It's for generations of commissioners that come after you.
Yep, I'll go along with that.
yeah, I don't disagree. This is not just a part-time position. This is a lot to it.
All right.
So,
We'll
Yeah,
present
make
that on
it-
the agenda as a line
Got
item.
it, make the change.
Yeah.
You'll see it on
Okay, first reading,
the
line item. 9.4. This is actually mine. Consideration and approval for a feasibility study for establishment of a fire department, Pembroke Park Fire Department. So, you guys got to experience firsthand some pushback from the wonderful Broward County Sheriff, and you got to see what I've had to deal with him since you put me in the position of building a police department, because that was you and Howard Clark that did that. And but that's fine. I don't mind. I will go toe to toe with him. But we're paying $8.5 million a year for fire services. The amount that we pay isn't really.
It's actually over 9 million, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
altogether.
over 9 million. Then I'm a little undersold on it, but
He's kind of stuck on those figures, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that his police department? Everything is 8.5
but everything,
million.
yeah, it's a 5% increase every year. It's the same bit. And here I'm suggesting that we do an in-house feasibility study so it doesn't cost us. Put this in the hands of the town manager, since he's reviewing the fire contract, to bring forward a couple options to us to save money. I don't know if you guys are aware, we have been talking to the city of West Park as well, trying to work out an agreement with the two municipalities so they don't get left holding the bag with the Broward County Sheriff's Department when it comes to fire.
West Park speaks to you?
Yes, they do. So I have a pretty good relationship with a couple of the commissioners over there.
Good.
So,
Me too.
so I think this is in the best interest of our town going forward. Coming up with a couple of solutions to finally separate and come back to our own local control of a fire
have a
department.
truck, right?
So
Don't we own the truck?
we paid for a building.
We own
for
the
a lot.
ambulance truck, we don't own the pumper.
You know, and there's some serious concerns I have. I do not. This is not an attack on any deputy or fireman for the Broward County Sheriffs. This has to do with their C-suite, with their executive staff over there, when it comes to the sheriff himself and
There's a lack of accountability, and we can't get the numbers from
we
them.
can't even have a conversation with him because he refuses to come here to town to meet with us. This happened with the fire or police department. He will not have that conversation if he can't control the narrative. So we're back to that position again where what do? Do we sit here and keep taking it, or do we take the bold step, move forward, and see what we can do to have our own department back and have local control again?
How would we do this study? How would we manipulate that?
He's
We definitely.
the manager's working on a contract. We have a couple options and solutions that we've been discussing. He's going to make a presentation, put it forward, and bring it to the commission at such time with some options for us.
We need
But-
to take into consideration the delivery times on fire trucks and things like that.
Oh, it's not that. The thing about building a fire department is not like building a police department. With the police department, just go to Costco, buy the biggest pallet of red tape you can have, and that's how you start with the police department. With the fire department, it's much easier to build a fire department. It really is. In fact, I was given all the documents when I first got here in 19 on the fire department. The thing about a fire department is it's expensive. Fire equipment is
It's out of the roof.
super expensive.
Yeah, I talked
But
to
here's
Kane about
here's
it.
where I got a problem. If the sheriff's department for the fire department is pulling grants in the town of Pembroke Park's name, pulling grants in our municipality's name, and they get grant money in Pembroke Park's name, that money should come back to Pembroke Park, right?
Absolutely.
Would we all agree?
Yep.
Yes.
It's not. It's going into the general fund. So it's not coming. So that's almost a form of fraud, I believe. You know, when you're trying to say, oh, yeah, we're getting a grant for this municipality, but we're putting it over here. It's not going back to that municipality.
And it's not
So,
going to apply to the
but here's the thing.
department either.
Apply for public records. Get that information from them. Good luck. How long have you been waiting for public records from BSO?
1933,
So
They asked if I did.
long time.
Some records I couldn't get. They
you,
didn't send me nothing.
I asked for numbers. I asked for all kinds of stuff. They refused.
Can I say something in that regard? Our local chief is excellent.
Oh.
And he has been very transparent and provided me with information on a regular basis. So this isn't a commentary on service or quality of people.
Not at all.
It's
You're right
actually,
on that.
it's more of a comment, anything else, on that contract that is most weirdly with Mr. Mayor, you mentioned a 5% cap. There are about 5 or 6 categories of spending that are written out of the cap that we can't control. So I'll give you one example. The amount of money that we spend on a percentage basis for our employees, for our health insurance plan for our employees, we have a great health insurance plan. It's better than the sheriff has. But the one the sheriff has, they're paying a lot more money for some reason. And I can't ferret out where all the details, their line items. They've agreed, by the way, the young lady that's their budget director recently agreed to have a meeting with me. And as you know, you've been getting these letters from me about the progress I'm making. It's still going to take some time. I don't think I'll be able to present to you probably till sometime in November. But believe me, at one time I was the safety director for a town that had 115 firefighters. But there's so many considerations. 95% of our calls are ambulance runs. That's what they are. 95% of our calls are ambulance runs. And we're a little bit different from other towns because we have 2 components that make us ambulance heavy. One is the fact that we have 2 senior citizen centers. They get a lot of calls. We also have jurisdiction over the freeway. where those severe accidents happen. So there's a way to do it. We're getting great service right now from the sheriff, so it's not a commentary on that. We just have to find a way to be more responsible as public servants. That's all.
Accountability.
And just to go back to something simple and basic, the manager requested a copy of the executed contract from the sheriff's office, which has their signature on it, has the sheriff's signature. We can't even get a copy of that.
No, that's ridiculous.
By the way, finally got it.
Did it come in?
Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. We
Yes.
finally got it. But that was months ago we asked for that. So
It's a strange situation, but
Let's make this study.
But don't decide ahead of time what you're going to do. Wait to see what the
we need to
numbers
see what the study says and have some options on the table.
Absolutely.
But again, this is not an attack on any fireman, any deputy with BSO. This is strictly with the C-suite and the executive staff on the sheriff's department. Because I know as soon as this meeting is done, I'm going to take a lot of heat for this. So, but again, I will go toe to toe with the sheriff over this. This is for the betterment of our community. You know, we're paying a ridiculous
Here
amount
for
of
the
money.
citizens and the citizens only.
Well, I hope in the new contract we don't have estimated versus actual, and we never know what the actual is, you know?
That is exactly on point with reference to flaws on the contract. Estimated numbers, real numbers, who's on the list of employees that we're responsible for. There's all kinds of questions. I think eventually we are going to get the information from them. I think the parties I'm dealing with in the lower command staff are interested in being transparent. But in the final analysis, you're just going to have to compare dollars and cents.
Till they find out Mayor Jeffrey Jacobs' name is attached to this. And then,
And to the manager's
Catches on
point,
fire immediately.
just to the manager's point, and to Commissioner Hodgkins' comment, the distinction between actual costs versus budgeted costs is a continuing challenge with regards to the review of those numbers. It's a countywide issue. Every district involved with PSO has expressed similar challenges. It is not unique to Pembroke Park.
and just as kind of an example, you said we're at 9 million, right?
Yeah, actually a little higher.
Okay, so we're at 9 million currently.
That's for both towns, by the way. 9.2, I believe, for both towns.
9.2. Okay, so Deerfield Beach, I met with them while we were up there in Orlando. They got hit with the 10.3 is what they hit them with. 10.3 for us on 9.2. I'm not super quick with math. 103. We're looking at that's another $100,000. You know, that it just keeps going up and going up and going
Just
up.
out of curiosity, Broward County is responsible for, like, if there's what if we didn't have a contract with them and we had a fire? Would they have to come? Is it their
sorry, that's
Still mutual.
Yeah, I could.
Is it that a mutual agreement system?
Well, under state law, if we do not have a contract with the sheriff's office, they're required to provide what's referred to as a minimum level of service. The statute does not define what minimum level of service is. But again, presumably, if there was an emergency incident, a fire, irrespective of a contract, I would anticipate a response.
I should have just thought basic math on that. We're talking another $1 million if they hit us with 10%.
Look, when we have these big fire disasters in America, the Canadians and the Mexicans show up to help us.
Well,
And-
our recent incident we had here in Pembroke Park, everybody showed up.
Yeah.
Hollandale, Hollywood, BSO, everybody showed up.
Yeah.
Then it's mutual aid. Everyone takes care of each other when it comes to public services
Exactly.
like law enforcement and fire.
Exactly.
So,
Fire I had in my park, they had a problem getting water because there was no place to get water
I
from.
watched it happen at Green Acres. Same thing during a commission meeting.
The place burned down. I mean, they just sit there and watched it.
So we have discussed fire hydrants in the parks. So we'll.
What came out of it? Nothing.
I do believe Public Works. Are we looking into that? Okay. Yeah, we're
working on it.
I looked into it myself because we don't have a hydrant in the parks, but right on the other side of the street,
The lake.
in John P. Lyons, there's a whole row of them, and there's doors where the fire department have keys for, so they can get access that way. Doesn't mean we can't better the situation. I think we can, and we have lakes. So in my park, we have one suction places, not a hydrant. It's not pressurized, but it goes to one of the lakes. Whether it's full of coconuts, I don't know. But we need a look. Huh?
Couple hundred at least.
Yeah, and a dead alligator. But we need to look into it.
All right. So are we good with giving direction?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I consider myself directed.
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 So I'll take the heat. Don't worry.
Directed
I'm good
and
with that.
corrected.
So,
Hey, don't worry about that.
he's too busy making workout videos anyway right
Bail
now.
money ready.
So
Hey.
I got that in place too. So.
You're not alone in this.
All right. Well, at least the commission's supporting it. So, 9.5 solar panel study. Acting Clerk Commissioner Morset.
Yes, I've been looking into, following the evolution of solar power. And there are some solutions today that are very cost effective that could help us in
If you need
our
to go-
town.
Okay. Sorry. I apologize.
And my initial idea was to cover the parking lot out here with solar carports. Idea is that we get electricity production, and we have a serious electricity bill here in Pembroke Park. It's between $400,000 and $500,000. So it would make economical sense to do this. The added bonuses are that we get shade for our vehicles, so they don't burn up in the sun and quickly degrade. The next thing is that coupled with a battery storage system, we would get a much better quality of electricity simply by they work as stabilizer of our grid. So right now I've done some initial studies, and this one I gave to you here with Punta Gorda just to give you an idea what it would look like if we do it. But I would like to if you think it's a good idea, that I go ahead and keep on and get some real numbers for you.
Yep.
We have looked into it. We cannot take all the economical issues into the initial plan because there's a lot of things that we don't know yet. So we're going to ask. I have talked to FPNL already, and they will support us. And we're looking at different companies that can supply these systems. And some of the systems are so easy to install that we can actually do it ourselves. Our own public works directors can do it. It comes like a little bit like IKEA systems. Yeah, and the whole it's like a no-brainer. Once we do this parking lot out there and we got the experience for it, I would like to move on with covering our roof with it.
Oh, yeah.
And the idea is also that with the roof, it would extend the life expectancy of the roof because we don't get the UV degradation.
You have the cars and the vehicles parked under it.
There's a lot of pros for it. I would like to put the battery backup system a little bit on hold because there's some new technologies are coming literally this year. Tesla have come out with some aluminum batteries that cannot catch fire, which is, I think, is a plus. And the world's biggest battery maker in China, CATL, have come out with salt batteries that have a incredible expected lifetime and for recharging, and they cannot catch fire either. So there's a lot of implications with this, but it also gives ability to charge vehicles. So it's a process, and we need to modernize the way we think energy.
There's a lot of grocery stores like Sprouts, Trader Joe's, stuff like that have put these out in their parking lots. I've seen them in parks. There's a couple theme parks that actually have these out. It's a win-win because it does generate electricity, but the other win is it protects the vehicles from the sun underneath. So
that's it.
Vehicles that are parking underneath,
That's the whole idea, that you get more than one benefit from doing it.
Yeah.
But economically, it is very feasible. The raw numbers we have, and don't nail me on this one, but we're looking at a payback time between 4 and 5 years. And that's like putting $100 in the bank and get 20% interest. So, and on top of that, our electricity supplier encourage this, FPNL encourage solar because it takes the peak demand off their shoulders, and therefore they do not have to add generation power So they're really encouraging it. So there's a lot of
Tell me
pluses
on
to it. I would like to start it as a project, get quotes on it, measure it out in cooperation with Mr. Odoms down there, and make a presentation. So we could say, okay, we can do this, or we cannot do that. And
Everyone okay with Morset doing this?
Yes.
You're good. See how easy that was?
I'm on it.
All right. Get with it.
There's a
Debate November.
We already made a presentation here, solar car battery and It's attached to your electronic file.
Yep.
Again, we're trying to
I
save
saw
paper
it.
here.
Save paper.
So we'll keep you updated.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. 9.6. Rectification of emergency AC repairs. Town Manager Lynch.
And for the record, Mayor, the item is a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, ratifying the manager's authorization of emergency air conditioning repairs completed by Quamec on August 14th, 2025, in the amount of $2,200, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Thank you, Mayor Commissioner.
Isn't this under procurement?
I'm deferring to Public Works Director Odoms on this measure of the air conditioning. Jeff?
We can go up to 5,000 on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are repairs.
Welcome back. I didn't realize this was yours, or I would have kept you up
How
here.
many times have we emergency repaired these ACs?
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Almost can't call it an emergency anymore.
No, you don't want to know.
So this item was brought forward because of the emergency after-hours nature of it, which we by code have to bring to the commission to ratify that expenditure.
Okay.
So that's what this is about. And there is an item that will be forthcoming, just as a matter of, since we're on AC, we have to get the entire system redone. It's
We're much aware.
end of its useful life. So we'll bring that forward at the
She's
appropriate
choking
time.
down at the end of the table here because we know this has been going on for 7.
Well, we have, the good thing is, it seems as though we have everything worked out to move this forward. I just have to get all the quotes and everything to the commission for approval.
Along with
So it's-
ducting and other,
seems like we
it's a
have-
whole lot of work. So we got pictures of the ducting where the ducts weren't even sealed and cold air was just blowing into the AC room upstairs. And I literally have pictures and pictures on top of pictures of stuff here. So
Can we raise the temperature a little bit in the building so we put less stress on the patient?
We don't need a 45 down here in this room.
Well, I
Oh,
think
my nose is cold.
it's sore. It's
70
kind of
degrees.
a feast or famine thing, you know. We get it going
Order
and then
for
it
the heat.
goes too well.
all right,
All right.
Consent.
Yeah, consent. Can you get
Consent.
self-cleaning houses? I would love that. Assure just passed down a flyer for self-cleaning restrooms. As you guys are aware, Behan Park, our building over there is
Disgusting.
it's beyond repair. You were here when we got the quote for $850,000, and I said I resign, and I'm going into construction because $850,000 for that tiny little.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Listen, this is
That
why-
was
I could gold.
this is
yeah,
why
right, totally. You and me both.
That's why I think this roundtable thing would be important because there are some very good alternatives that are a lot cheaper and a lot better out there. So we can do a presentation on that.
Yeah, that Behan, we got to take care of Behan, and we got to take care of this pink building over here. I don't know what else to call it. The pink building is what everyone seems to refer to it as. So,
Use the same demolition team.
yeah.
Excuse me, Commission.
The building in, sorry.
Oh, sorry. This round table, do you prefer this at nighttime or during the day?
I'll set a
Matter to
time with
me.
you. I got to figure out my schedule.
Okay.
Are you working right now?
No, but I gotta sit down. She has my schedule.
Okay. All right, I'll get with you. We'll figure out a time to do it.
Can we, let me see. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good idea because it becomes a little bit more informal and so we can better bounce ideas.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it's a good initiative that Mohammed brought up.
Okay.
No, I like the concept.
All right. Anything else from the commission here? Well, I'm going to go into
No comment.
town attorney comments.
Just one quick comment, if I could. As the commissioner will recall, there was authorization and direction by the commission to engage FAU to perform a redistricting analysis.
Yes.
We had some updates from the consultants. I know Mr. Lewis in your building department's been working with Mike Stam and the FAU team to finalize some of that data. I spoke with Mr. Stam today, just asking for a quick update on their efforts. They indicated they hope to have something to present to the commission. They said by the end of September. We'll be generous and say hopefully by October. But certainly in the next month or two, we anticipate having a presentation on your agenda by FAU to provide their findings as it relates to the commission districts.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Segerson, did you have something? I know you were here tonight. Did you have anything you wanted to talk to us about? You don't have to get up. You're all right.
No, I get up.
All right.
I will just be very brief. Just a couple of things, just to be update. As you know, Dee and Connie are working on our legislative budget request. Mayor, I think you know about that.
Yeah, I got an
already.
appointment with
I haven't
the-
seen the draft yet, but there's a draft that's either in the works or there's a rough draft or whatever. Anyway, and also the legislative delegation has set up its meetings for the fall. Excuse me. There's going to be a pre-legislative workshop on Monday, September 29th at 5 p.m. at FAU's Davie campus. The local bill deadline is Friday, October 17th. The first public hearing and organizational meeting of the delegation will be Monday, October 27th at 5 p.m. at Memorial Hospital, excuse me, where I would anticipate that Rosalind Osgood will become chairwoman of the delegation. The second public hearing of the delegation will be held Thursday, November 13th at the MPO conference room at 10 a.m. in the morning. And, well, I think that's about it, really.
Okay.
Just a quick update.
Thank you, sir. Town manager comments. You're
Yeah,
focused. I see it.
Yeah, I'm going to be very brief.
You better. You better.
Unilaterally, I conferred with some of the commissioners this week because I wanted to correct some misinformation that I presented to this commission. I had received some information from a previous employee, and it was bad information I present to you. And mostly it's around the fact that one of our great municipal servants, Manny Olafabel, I expressed the idea that he was in a position where he was saying that he was unwilling to step up to the temporary public works position. And that's why I was pushing to make sure that we had a resolution of who our public works director was going to be on a permanent basis. Well, the information I received was wrong. And I wanted to say so publicly because Manny's always answered the bell when something has come along where it's important for him to step up to do something and otherwise participate in acting on a temporary basis. And I presented it that he was not willing to do that. And he did, in fact, for a period of time, participate as the Public Works Director on a temporary basis while there was a vacancy. And so when I passed on that information to you, again, I had received it from another previous employee. And I probably should have talked to Commissioner Musvika about this yesterday. And what I probably should have done is conferred with him during this other interregnum period, and I didn't do so, and I relied on that other information. And I wanted to correct the record on that. Manny's one of the most important parts of our public works team. Jeff will tell you that, and everybody who works in that department. The unique thing about Manny is that he knows what he's doing in the office, but he also knows what he's doing out in the field. And that's why those 13 or 14 guys in the field work so smoothly, because Manny's out there. If it requires boots to be put on or canvas gloves, he's out there with the rest of the guys. So thanks, Manny, and I'm sorry for the miscommunication I made. Friday morning at 9 o'clock, a press conference to convey to the rest of the world what you did last week on the BTRs. A number of our businesses people will be there, and for the most part, it's to say to you, thank you. But all the commissioners are invited, and we expect to have some media there. So come and bask in the warm light of your own commitment to our business people by eliminating the BTRs. And speaking of events, Friday at noon, another one of our famous end of the month employee luncheons. And all the commissioners and the mayor are certainly invited. And last but not least, speaking of food, I had a conference yesterday, a Teams meeting with the representatives of Watkins and with Lake Forest about our supplying the kids as the mayor's initiative to have the kids have the meals be free no matter what by our subsidizing that program. And they don't have the final numbers for us yet. And they expect us to have it sometime with the next 2 to 3 weeks, but they're planning on having us get a new bill every single month, so it won't be a one-time check. And the reason for that is some kids go in and out of the program, and believe it or not, the kids each have a card with a barcode on it, so some kids may not want to take advantage of the free lunch because they don't like what's being served that day. So they just wave this little barcode in front of a screen, and if they want to use it, and then what happens is that barcode gets converted into data, and then we get a bill. So it will vary from month to month, but it's certainly within the realm of affordability that we represented to you when this was first passed by this commission. So we're really looking forward to it. I don't know what the final tab is, but again, it's probably going to be more modest than we thought. Between the two schools, we think it won't be more than 60 kids, but that's probably a high number.
And it wasn't every meal that was cut, was it? It was
it
was their lunch meal that was
They
cut,
get-
not the morning or what?
Yeah, just the lunch meal.
It was just the lunch. Everyone still gets free breakfast. If you apply for the free lunches and you qualify, you get free or reduced lunch.
Yeah.
What we're doing is covering the cost.
We're putting a
So-
safety net.
Yeah, so making sure every kid there, because there are reasons that parents will not fill out that form: immigration status, language barrier, or pride. You know, there's more to it than that, but those are really the three major issues on why people will not fill out that form. But the both principals have stated they're going to push to try to get as many parents to complete the form as they possibly can. They can't force them, but they're going to do their best. So, Manny, we'll take care of your light work with them. All right, we'll keep them in check. We'll make them swim in the water retention ponds.
Manny, we appreciate you're one of the finest team players, and you're always positive and welcoming, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the way you are.
All right, Commissioner Mohammed. She has nothing. Commissioner,
Are you okay?
I'm feeling a little I need to
$1,200. We can call one for you. Did you see the cost of air support? What was that? That was like, $95 a mile, or it's 7,000 plus 95 a mile.
Yeah, I won't do it. That's what Dan Insurance.
Just don't get
All right.
sick in this country.
We're always good with that. Just remember that Dan Insurance covers everything.
Don't get sick.
So I've been working with Mark and Dee. You guys had my little thing. So I do want to kind of pick your brains on what you guys see so that we can focus mainly on that. Right now, I did send out requests to companies for AI-based procurement where they can go through and make sure that all of our procurement is done. Mark and I are working on the building stuff as well. Also want to look at doing the our ordinances so that we can redo our codes because some stuff is antiquated. I'm sure we have something on the books that says
yeah.
you can't spit from the left side of your car, but you can from the right, or some wackiness.
You and me put an initiative forward when we brought in our previous town attorney to go through all the ordinances to, but that went wayward with
Yeah.
that attorney. So
Yeah, well, they do it now where you can do
yeah,
it.
it was we listen. The ordinances. I'm in full support. We need to streamline. We are
Mm-hmm.
we're in bad shape here.
Well, that was one of the presentations in Puerto Rico was they actually were using AI to do a zero-based model and just totally just start new. They said some of the stuff was so antiquated that it didn't make sense to run it through AI. It was just to start and build a new entire.
We still can't use neon because, Jeff, it distracts your eyes while you're driving, but the 80-foot television up there does not. So, you know, that's how antiquated our policies are.
I would just offer respectfully that that's a significant undertaking, but one that's likely very well needed. It's certainly been an observation we've had over the past 18 months or 2 years.
Do you want to use the word antiquated out of our dictionary?
Well, I think it's necessary. I mean, again, and it's also something that is going to take somewhat of a methodical approach. I mean, you're going to need to go section by section, chapter by chapter, article by article, and just sort of take it over a period of time. But
So there are AI programs because I do this with manuals all the time.
Yeah.
And use Copilot and stuff and run manuals together to find where the glitches are. But then you manually have to go through it and fix, go through and fix things. And with these ordinances, we'll have to bring them all back up in front of us. And
Commissioner Hodgkins, as the clerk commissioner, is responsible for running your elections. We know, obviously, just from a practical standpoint, we know that doesn't happen. Your clerk is the local supervisor.
Yeah.
There's just cleanup, housekeeping items.
Just gonna follow
that-
the president's idea.
There you go. So anyways, I would certainly support from a legal perspective, Commissioner Mohammed's.
right now.
that's going to end up on YouTube.
Okay. So if we could, if anybody wants to be on the task force, I want a task force. Can I get a task force for it for AI? Yes.
Task force. Well, yeah. Okay. So AI is great. I'm going to tell you, it's great. There's a lot of good benefits to AI, but right now everybody is pitching their business plan on AI and trying to come up with it. This is like when the internet came out in 95, 96, 97. Everybody had a website. Everyone's running crazy with the internet, and AI is doing the same thing right now.
Yeah, the scammers will be the first.
Yeah,
ones to
there
figure
is.
it out.
There's
they already
AI
there.
for everything. There's you don't know who has the better programs and whatnot.
Well, we're looking like Texas redid their procurement department.
Right.
Puerto Rico has their whole stuff with the AI with the building department where it literally is taking an hour to get a permit. So
What you think 4 months is not appropriate?
what? No, listen.
Because it took me 2 hours to get my county permit, but it took 4 months for Pembroke Park permit. So
It took
just saying.
it took 4 months to get my my permit for my roof. So I know the feeling. 4
no,
months
we
to
all
just
do.
change some tiles. I'm like, it's just the tiles being changed. What?
But you can go through our color palette and find every shade of beige you want. We have it.
So yeah.
There's some sarcasm here. So all right.
But yeah, when
let's
input. I just want to make sure that we're
I'm all
moving on.
for
with-
AI using AI, but we gotta again. Everyone's trying to pitch their.
No, listen. I want to steal everybody
Program.
else's stuff that's actually working.
Okay.
I think also just a word of caution, AI have a lot of potential, but we're not economically in a position being the spearhead in the evolution of it. I think we should.
Sit back and watch for a while.
Yeah, our finance just got rid of his green books and slide rule, so tonight's meeting is moving forward. So we're making some progress here in Pembroke Park.
Going paperless would be in our town would be a great advantage, and I'm totally for it. I grew up with it, so what can I say? But I see all the positive interaction between government when it's all electronic. It is so efficient. The amount of stuff you can get solved with the very first visit to a government office is fantastic. It's the future. Let's embrace it. But let's do it in a well-organized way. So next time, I presume we're not going to have any paper here.
Look at his book.
We're going to get sued by the paper industry. Hey, the paper industry, after all, they also plant trees. So,
All right. Listen. Let's bring item by item forward when it comes to it. Make sure it's well vetted before we even go forward, and that it's being used responsibly. So that's my only concern. Anything else? Mosfika?
No, none.
More set?
was a pleasant and very interesting and very progressive meeting. I think we've come a long way, guys. I think right now we have an administration full of professionals. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. I'm very optimistic. Don't try and cure me.
Listen, progressive and mega are two like extremes. I'm trying to avoid those words at every cost, but I get what you're saying. I understand.
We are not progressive. We are progressing.
Thank you. Much better. Can we add that to our dictionary? Well, we're building that dictionary up. So go ahead.
I'd like to thank the town manager for stepping up and admitting that little faux pas as far as Manny goes. And, I appreciate that as being head of the department or the overseer of the department. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That takes spine.
Yep.
Manny, we got you. All right. I don't have anything else to add. I think it was another successful meeting, although it is 9:30 and this was a long workshop, but there were a lot of items on it.
We blame Muhammad for that.
We always do. So the next commission meeting is September 10th, right? Yeah, September 10th. We do have the budget hearing prior to. That is scheduled for up to an hour. The regular commission meeting is at 7 p.m. Adjourning hopefully by 8 p.m. at latest, as long as someone doesn't write another dissertation for the closing remarks. We won't go to who that was, but we all know.
Let's take the antibiotics survey from Muhammad.
Yep. Special magistrate hearing will be September 17th at 9 a.m. Second budget hearing will be Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. We have a workshop commission meeting Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 at 7 p.m. shortly after the second budget hearing has ended. Don't forget, there is a food drive Saturday, August 30th, 2025, 9 to 11 a.m. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Time is now, I don't know, my watch died, 9:34.